opanyin ne Kwabena Bobie Ansah sasere kukuku da bi ochi mekwan no di nkampro obe bare bia na wabe bare daily graphic ne daily guide memunsam asai magana fu eje na kurum muntie eje ntetireci onamo so wadoto nsura akorokraw gana fu se ubeshi akwache wo kwanchen na obema achenchen ache wo kwanchen de ene ankako awrokọ chakra chenchen no ma ne yechen achenchen na se poto ni be poto kasa mafia na efi potofi nti gana fu ntie Bobie se obi abo ma wabo ni bi mu watu Bobie na obi so obesan abo obi a boni bi na dan obobia gana fu beti amanyesem Bobie woni gana fu nanti ubiribiri woni won nanti umprempren fu nanti ubiribiri nanti umprempren
ebi didi ebi de ekom de wom enfoni Carlos ne Ansah ne Mustafa ne nkrofo masa da bia de achi ade sen so mu di cast ho atrantwie twi ye ka atrantwie a etse ayi kinagate fo a omuti si so a kire so okọ na wo ba se cast ho de wo de ho aye okusie a wayi chino no.
Now, there are two things that I know. Because remember, I'm in Nanako for the Anat Watcher before Gabriel just Dakono, nephew, Nanto. Now, I used to support Akufo-Addo. So, what happened? Akufo-Addo, and I don't think I will support Akufo-Addo. And that's, in fact, the opportunity of Mayor. Mama, that may Fagana and Akufo-Addo Ansah, because he does not, he does not deserve the leadership of this great country. I can't entrust Ghana in the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe, and I believe that. Question: will not sleep easy with Akufo-Addo as president of Ghana. I mean, no, I will not sleep easy as a Ghanaian. More promote Nana Akufo-Addo as president of Ghana. I can't, because I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. That's my opinion. If you want, I will repeat it. I cannot entrust the destiny of this country into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. That's my opinion. Nobody can sue any opinion. And he knows that I hope Akufo-Addo and his men are listening. And they should mean Kofi Kumsin on and stop attacking others who I am supporting it. I'm supporting. They should take me on for my view.
All right, so and the entire my boss audio way. I don't pay me one of the audio way send it, though I have it in our system. But then or the sending me busa me say Kofi Kumsin na chopa no a obepa no ne eyedien. And I'm sure Kofi Kumsin a senior. I don't know. After all these years, Akufo-Addo winning, I don't know whether I say genuinely or believe in natural pano and I say he did it under duress, under pressure, under threats. Mean to mean today. Anna, any panic catcher me say. At any point in time, means I'm more a year audio no inside NTB. So the issue was not about whether MPP taking over, and I said MPP managing the affairs of the country. So the man Kofi Kumsin was very specific and on mention a nipa bakupe edin. Yes, Kofi Kumsin ye MPP ni. Minim eja wadi say ya, but I know say senior Kofi Kumsin nyina kama. And I don't know whether I don't know. but nipa kro no de ntia o de Sunday me no ono say what say Kofi Kumsen Kofi Kumsen enu no ho say opa achew. That is what the person is claiming. Say what say Kofi Kumsen Edding Komo baby said wenu no say opa achew. Seriously, I'm not interested whether I say wenu no now. I don't need my senior Kofi Kumsen to describe Akufo-Addo to me. I don't need him. Neither Akola Yawone Enne and the next generation to come. Here Kofi Kumsen and I say Wale Osibanjo. And I mean Baumia. Menya sure say or omubia ebe here Kofi Kumsen say because anyamo my no Ghana hano edaho. So this tape about entrusting Ghana into the hands of Akufo-Addo enye safe no. Sesi I menewo kasa we menewo kasa sesi. I just want to give you a typical example. Questioner Amanfo Busane say Ure John Mahama at Twitter while commenting on the assignment issue while making recommendations. After 48 hours, right? Say AC Dabene Thursday, AC Tuesday. And as we speak, another president of parliament, and he failed to talk about it. Even, and you know the president is the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces, GAF. But there are two schools of thoughts. Some Ghanaians believe, sir, because Ashaiman fought Twaba Emma MPP, neither the party nor the government, they don't care. Whatever happens, they don't care. The best Ashaiman Biano, Omon found because Ashaiman fought Twaba Mawomo. Ashaiman is settlers, mostly Evers and Northness. And upon the radio station, I can't remember. And Obi make a comment be say, almost say, may Ashaiman issue, me hint, no. And your first time in it. A Ghana, whether policeman, whether military person, or mukum Crawford da yanyo biya. So we enye news biya ehu. Now the woman say radio na meeting nipa ne say Crawford no victims no. Omo eba asojafo na eba ho ni nyina no. Now, how they are trying to link MPP and now Omoka Asante Kasa, Chikasa, Asoja Foni. The next language I bet any brofo, but almost about 80% Omoba Ashama ono Chikasa, so they targeted some group of people. You see. And it's sad that you have the deputy minister. Also, the defense minister is a northerner. And the deputy minister is an Akan. And it's so sad the way you hear the deputy minister going around. You don't get it. Let enjoy Ghana Armed Forces as an institution. They issue a statement as to why I'm pulling out a statement, you know, we are still waiting for them. Let us allow Ghana Armed Forces to operate as an institution. Let us allow them. This kind of, the attempt to politicize the Ghana Armed Forces. Mr. Kwashi, no. Adia omo ye no adia no omo ye ne sa no. Now you see, sir, amanfo bu oman na se amani panitim say me wa busuafo okrom ha o me kofie oza de we da bia me ka kire mo. You see, you have Apiatu ye IGP na you say ni wiase nyina on the most powerful person. That was Apiatu's thinking. Kasa rough or kasa basa. Then one day, this guy Apiatu became a friend is a retired police officer. Oni a Oman FM case. No Ojani free court to say no. You see, so I had me busa say Nkrofo nyansa wo mutrim say one day obeba betena fie. So, Meno must omunjai Ghana Armed Forces. No more operating as professionals. Asamaba, let's leave them. I think the deputy minister is talking too much. The deputy minister is talking too much. No apology. And we are me okwa bano na one of the radio stations. Say news be me bedroom office na me say koka almost say there is another place Kataman somewhere MP no say a soldier for bi ba ho ema on be attack a hofo and they were eating area okay nantwie you know nantwie bin that is what the MP is saying. Me I don't know what happened. But just Jimmy and or better what you do my mouth that's what Jimmy unim nyansa. If you can't control the country, you can't control the country. And that is why that is what Wale Osibanjo Bawumia and Akufo-Addo, he has outlived his usefulness, and there is no need for us to waste time on him. And that is that Obombu or minor. Because the MP came, say no crow, say no crow, untimi. But gradually, now, civilians say what Ghana no nya adwene bi say a soldier for ya tamfo. And when you do that, any say a soldier for no mbeka be maka wow. Wumpie nko ba bia. Mu be pie so dia bia 5 10 15 namonam. Why must you live in your own country and you can't live as a free person? Move around. Why? And why should we create that enmity? Say as a tamfo. Meanwhile, you claim say you are fighting terrorism. You need the military, the police, the immigration, and the civilians to fight terrorism. When you also about university, and when you also about Harvard. Well, but when you talk about these things, and Kodano didn't pen in Fatem. No, sometimes say, well, maybe I'm in Ruhon, maybe I should some money be. Ewa bemu a okwa bemu penu ajimi. No I shall say dim kwasasem. Because you need the citizens. You need them. The citizens also need the military. They need them. But say as my MP abekay. Say ya nukro, say ya nukro. obi wo baabi a wafa or the ko and spread the ko nti wo ka kire eye amanfo say now the military ni citizens na tamfo adenti ni entimi entna say military man ebetimi anante akoba bia freely akoye de oye bia no ase akọ without looking at his back, because if that is the situation, say asam to military man bi oba bia obi am person oba no, everybody will just watch, not the BCS. And I think the president should speak on this matter. And MP no obeka asa asem no so no more information we ya and your public na mo de beto. You give it to the appropriate quarters, then they deal with it. Let us be careful. Man, that is my position. Let us be careful the way me tie news no about MP na some more kind me am say me. Just I want the security implications no. Just I want tiasie. So want tiasie asema MP di kind unhunu emudro no, the magnitude of what he said no, one need security mindset on tiasie, but dangerous. We are dealing with assignment issue, then all of a sudden, but we have some MPB telling us military men attack his constituency or community and they made them eat a year cow dung and all that. And you have the president watching. Wako sonanra. Wanka wansem. Sa Simon for one promise mo. Even ka dia condemn me. Your friend say nkrofo mu kun soja ni no nyasa at least we don't mean condemn me soja for na call community one kra no. What about omo mu kun soja ni no condemn the act? He said nothing. And I said me wrong. He said nothing. And he is the commander-in-chief of the GAF. The vice president too is watching. As we speak, one also can't it's scary. Anyway, so my main yes I deal with Embra. My main and one silly talk. And yesterday, Bekaimo I had 3 silly talks. And I'll remind you another silly talk. And I don't want to say it's a silly talk from a silly man. It's just a silly talk. So you catch contractors say contractors levy buy mutual contractors can. Okay, so for contractors no story not to our first. Just post it here. Before memo hear that silly talk. Very silly. All right, thank you. Don Fuseni is here on Facebook. We have Silas Arthur, Richard Nanabuache, George Ditame. Okay, so road contractors threaten legal action over unpaid debt. Say they can't wait for IMF deal. So, you know, headline here, me. It's okay. It's okay. Then let's go back. Let's go back. Come here, supply too. Dum so baba power being party and kaya don't go here. So ayaka. Labadi for Rafkan Mechamo. So you go to Amakwata. I hope so. Your volume no.
E-levy comes, we get our fair share into the road sector. E-levy comes, we get our fair share into the road sector. Within a very short time, all outstanding contractors' debts will be paid. And you can work more for this country. And we expect you to speak. You are going to be the direct beneficiaries, and every serious government will not joke with contractors. Because the construction industry is where, from the unskilled to the skilled, people are employed. If you want money to circulate very well in your country, pay contractors. The toll booth, we were getting an average of 68 million a year. about 5 to 6 million a month. The toll booth, all the 38 toll booths that we had in Ghana, that all of us, everybody thought that we were collecting revenue, so that people would talk, every day you collect toll, but we don't see improvement on the roads. We have been saying this all the time. And you are contractors, and you know the cost of even constructing a kilometer of road. So, if you get 68 million on the average, the whole year, January to December, you are contractors. Depending upon the ground conditions, if you don't take care, that amount can't even construct 10 kilometers of road.
Okay. Wow. Me schoolmate, you know. So I'm a schoolmate, you know. All right, so Alex Kwakusi, good afternoon. You are live in Edra, and you are doing a good job. Okay, thank you. Edra for you na me chiamu na. Wow, one of the silly talks. Okay, you are so one of the silly talks. And now the contractors don't know to obey them now. After them, so we court no. Oh, so be. Excuse my language. We are too much. Sir. Oh. So Obi ka ejimi semwa. Na sir, untimi kan chene sir ejimi sem na wo ka no a. And that time you catch Obi say, we are one of the silly talks. You just say yellow see the local. So one of the silly talks. And now the contractors know they want to go to court. Also want to try IMF. Because after 11 the Pascal, you know, now they are telling them say they should wait IMF no so me kwa je abecha busuafo me abecha di. Keno foriata ebetene their data bank. Now we are training there a legal consulting firm. Now we are training there. Omu wi Ansah na project no omu di sika na kwaya no. They are no so no man crofo betuatua 10%. And virtually the money will come back to them. Loan no ombaji no so adi awie. Now afraid o man catch the contractors say mon twan 2024 ye be wi ni abaye wi ni ani atua. So they will tell them one more am here wi ni dia and the music na sim because NDC ba wo muntua e dey no mfa mo aw koto abama me. Look at this, foolishness. When you have a foolish government like a Kufuor's government, very foolish government, very foolish people leading a country like Ghana, very foolish people. So the other time it was e-levy. The e-levy now you're on try IMF. Don't you think we are dealing with mad people? Don't you think we are dealing with mad people? Let's do that! Yenkomo bi wa ene tobo o de to enyom no tobo ene me da sorry na me call Facebook and kwame intro da minim se na no ogbo ade. Okay, so anopa na mo ka chem se na no ogbo ade beba. Okay, me sorry ahomache a be for me call social media because they say hona se bibia sia na dwekra wada when it here and when the more the crowd the trend that air coso into me manity me farm me phone many washroom na mama so no ma say then there's this gentleman or your minia or MPP ni wo Ashanti region na Ghana web for me refi kranka makwa me wi Ghana web for your story say MPP contest ni there akoto free and none. A great minister akoto free and none chese obia ni akoto free mpre ho David obia ni mpre ho David odemufo So
share the performance cry now. My penny, I can't know Kufu Adoka Banana, Ghana, a cock cry, a fly cry.
sir.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Free, could do the number one. What you have a movie I want to sue?
And I read the story, and he, that our catcher said, "I know about the banana, so okay." So, which means we need to talk about agri today.
Sure.
Baby, be our water and car and area across the country. Yeah. Shops move, car move, various offices, and I know we are citizen show is raining. And come away here, me pa. President Animal Concerned Farmers Association of Ghana, Nana Obwade Boatin Bonso Tosumienu Ewo Efiase, and he has been talking about agri. Yeah, mami, Nana Akwaba.
Yeah,
Bokode.
You don't put out. Is there a farmer general account?
Farmer general.
The whole Ghana. We president feel on Mamma because without food we can't survive.
Yes.
Yes. And
no, even food about job president.
Job president.
Another president you be ababako. But I be an uncle.
But Oba baby now job president to Penam say na Omoya how Kantiana me president Bansa.
Unya how be ya me tuche ya uncle. Nana I come say.
Yo, me da si de kan am se me chia ye akra for my tiefo na chia ye Ghana kwafo modern boy mobo ene de bia brebia no aduane e de si apono so ye award winners ye na Davis Kobo ene all the farmer groups association and teacher no concerned farmers any Ghana National Association of Farmers and Fishermen.
Yeah.
We are in common in and say the state of Ghana's agriculture no is a little bit of shaking all because of 1962 up to way back to 1980. Now,
okay, so my member for background and run a year sooner, the state of the nation, and we are just taking one set of the whole conversation, the state of agriculture, and that is why Nana Obwade, farmer general, is here. So Nana, kejatum.
Yo, and you see, and a tier for some mutemia, or man penny abema money speech of the state of the nation. Farmer general and all but I so the state of Ghana's agriculture na me babema because mini ho Ghana kwadwuma na say begu because ye ni kura Ghana kwadwuma e wo man nyina no na ye say de be ya kwadwuma na betime gina na nan so yie pa so we share from 1962 to 1964 Ghana's agriculture Greater Accra na your pineapple your tobacco your maize your onion your carrot any vegetables what I say a ban down to Volta region. And from eastern region, your pepper, your oil palm, your tobacco, your oil palm, your sour cocoa, and only a friend is saying, Budu Oyoko, Aquadum, any apedra, any dekaka who has a man casting no more, a bad down a dosopa. Now, Uchamu honum, that's a old bar a friend is a 1980. Nastal and a greater Accra, our friend is a maize, vegetables, tobacco, pineapple, a maize, any vegetables, any cassava. But along the line, up to now, no, the state of Ghana's agriculture, no, say Greater Accra, then we have nothing.
Greater Accra, we have nothing.
What are we producing? What are we producing? Nyamencha de nyame ya adom ema Dr. Fria Kotoba ye oswafo de shake ye so the planting for food and jobs by it is one of the most laudable and brilliant idea and if you say betimia somu ye ama niemetimia konkan ye but see am no ka say he's no more the agric minister. He's now the aspiring friends or aspiring for to be the president of the country. Fine. So we'll go back to Ghana. The youth now nobody want to do agric because one offer the phone not punch here.
Yeah.
Obetimi enya 100 or 200 Ghana cedi within just a minute.
How?
Because my bet obenyeska.
My bet, okay.
Aviator obenyeska. There were a whole lot of apps be on my obenyeska. There was nothing like motivation for the youth. No motivation. Into mebuno all Ghana sesiano. They are not being lazy. Omampeni kufo kasemi say Ghanaian youth are lazy. They are not lazy. Omampeni kufo buy no obebo na homo de no try so baby bi kakra. John Ramani Mahama buy. No, a friend saying at a Mills by.
Yeah, the late Mills.
Oh, but no more than a pa put up a whole lot of structures. But Fufi and Twata, na John Betras to John by and obey a wonderful job. What I say? If you want my friend is saying, a year, Nanado, a buy. Nanado buy or try so ye be, but the problem in none say. Nanado for a great sector, no. Any name may be a cost, no, and you're planting for food and jobs, sir. I timia hold on, see, now do me try to see, about to trap papa. So, and the fast no name. Na Bobie producers a wahane won for no.
If you are to free office that way. If you
are to free office, that was last year. And if you are and this year, January,
January, he made. So the point is, Afriakoto was there for 6 years.
Yes.
Gains you claim he made no.
Yeah.
Or 2 months then I say.
And say to the down, but at the end of the day, no, we don't even have an agriculture minister as a country, no, which is not good, and it is very.
Yes, we don't have a agriculture minister. No, I think so. You will be. No. Your friend is a
Brian Champon is not a agriculture minister for this country.
Yes,
it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed. But the point is, in 2 months no free one against 6 years against Nina say.
And yes, I say in a way, say we have a structure that we have to follow.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you share in near me so and the planting for food and jobs and the others now. Minister Fuono, what is the way forward? What are we doing? The minister.
So I'll come back to the same question. 6 years PFG, and we're free on 1 or 2 months. Nina say.
Let me catch you says. As at now, no. As at now, Nakasano. Because we don't have the substantive minister, no. There's no way forward. For the planting
so I'll come back again. 6 years PFG and 2 months. I bet saying the 2 months gap.
Farmers are still doing their job as they are supposed to do. Layout or but we need a minister to come to make sure say this is supposed to be done.
What
the things that we need as farmers to operate. If we are for your money, I said there's some way they be.
No, the minister is just a facilitator.
No, we have a climate change now. There's a problem.
No, hold on. No, don't go there. We have the minister is there as a facilitator. Beyond the minister, no, you were agric officers, remember? Momo na munimu.
Yeah.
You were agric officers and whatever. They are all there.
Yeah.
So minister no kwa omono enkoye. They are there. They are working. So if they are working, then within just 2 months, enti akuto free onwa na omu nyina agya adwuma then everything has come to a halt.
Said it here. But at the end of the day, no, as Bobie, as the presenter for this dangerous and serious show across the world.
It's not dangerous.
If I say dangerous, I mean say it is the most powerful program.
I agree.
The most powerful program. Everybody is listening in a way. What you say? Practical and you just talk because as somebody can okay, back say I'm partner say nyampa.
Yeah,
what I know. Fine. The Ayaka say, Uniho Ofi Wono, what are they doing to make sure say the planting for food and jobs and the rearing for food and jobs that is left, no, it is in place and
what did he do? Ansah, it's just 2 months. Can we just look at what he did in the 6 years in office?
Oh well.
And the 6 years, no, every year go free on 2 months, never be say.
And I me breaking it
because
down.
Look, let me give you a typical example. I worked with your friend is a Hello FM. Hello FM program Akokwabon. I did it. I gave that program name and everything to Kwame Despite, late Father Dixon. I gave it to them. I ran the show for 3 years. I know the kind of foundation I gave to the show. So, the show is running because you gave it, good foundation. The same thing with Ekosi say. The same thing with Kokurantumi, recently na multimedia. So these are some of the typical examples. I wonder who see a dying with a good foundation, then who free down from a boy and
The foundation wasn't good. That is your point that we are making.
That is what I'm asking you. Says yes. Then within 2 months it's not there, and because Akuto free is not there, and everything is down.
But when you come to Agrika, it's not about Kasa. It's about practicality. Say you're putting your mind in place. So we share a year planting for food and jobs. He came out. It is on one an idea on the Babon thing. Say you're planting for food and jobs.
Hey. No, I know about it.
A Koto free product. It is not for anybody. It's Dr. Free Koto free any product. On Wakasanedia, the bona fide property.
He said
for food and jobs. No,
you want to mean he gave it to Akufo-Addo?
Yes, that is his product.
That is what you want to say.
That is his product. Planting for food and jobs.
You want to say he gave that policy to Akufo-Addo?
Exactly. That is his product.
Okay.
Planting for food and jobs.
Ghana 40 free Akufo-Addo ano.
But
the insider
because Akuto free the president now.
So with the information you have is that na a day sa policy no ma Akufo-Addo.
An initiator or no akasane there. And the buy put here. It is a policy ababa stay just to make say it will be done and to be done well. What I say when the NDC was in power, they were having some concept the same thing like this, but then and MPP came to power no they no planting for food and jobs.
Okay.
In a way a different thing altogether. But the eka say for now no. With the state of our agriculture, other countries in Yamo ye, and they say Ghana the air no agro na yedi. The American say we are in a serious climate change. Whether necessary, Yembisa say what is President Kasai, what is the state of the agriculture in this country? Then no kafa Ghana kujuma.
And I'll make a issue on it.
What I say? Then no kafa. How many storage of beans and grains and even maize we have stock? How many young people are they being motivated in a way say we are there just to produce food to grow? There's none of that. What I say? Because a young man be say obedi watem. All because there was nothing of that sort. Then okakoye unko do bro. Then obenya home. Sika saying ain't no better. What I say? But at the end of the day, no, the eka inana say we share from 1962 downwards to 1982. And I say, if I say 82 ekona to 82, 83 Rollins by no. Rollins by ebe sisan yema bebre because 83 there was a serious bushfire.
Yeah.
Ebe zama inuani
empire.
Sa ebe inuani buye pa ma yetimi nyadwan de. A champion by nimre bi obeye friend say.
83 na come by no.
Yeah, 83 na make an say. 83 atwa mu no.
Yeah.
Aduane e den e buy. Apart from 83 e come e buy ne de keka kan ho no. They are sustaining that thing for so long. A champion buyer with a friend is saying, what is the name? The same planting for food and jobs. What I say, backyard garden.
Operation Feed Yourself.
Operation Feed Yourself. But for now, what are we doing? We want to say the president is not doing much. The talking is too much. It's not about talking. It's about practicality. And the MMDCs and the people in charge, are not working. Because every district and every region, is supposed to make sure that we are on our own to produce. There was a town called Dromankese. As I said, in Sotoa, not Choki.
Dromankese.
In Kwanzaa North.
Oh, okay.
MP could be a Kasapa or Kano Kasabuno. I'm saying, it's in the constituency, so then no.
Okay, I'll find out.
What did I say? But who shared the MP in the Kassan and the baby of fee? Any name if you are banning your Montiminia, yeah. Let me only say. Even Parliament, sometimes we vote for waste people just to go and represent us. Because most of the people that go to Parliament are waste product. We don't benefit anything from them. They better any ne kasa bia mfaso ni so. Time na honorable to force ne kasa na man for make unnecessary noise. Which just waste. The can say the state of our agriculture now, it is in the shake. All because we don't have anything. If I say anything now, what do we have as a country? Say you bet me holding on. Ukraine our war, but Ukraine is capable of sending food to what? To Africa. But it's not looking for me. And it's not ready to look for me. All because we in adwuma oh it's already obabe so what share the number of youth in yeme wo mu trim and there so mo ya hwe ni ya the next government that will come no will succeed something that is very dangerous all because what is happening now no it is not good the youth are angry.
Okay, so let's get there. I will take you back. One mention a Kruba ko Droma
Kese.
Droma
Kuma ana ko Droma Kese.
Okay. So Droma Kese. One mention a from plains. And so at that which means you intimi make use of resources I work.
Nothing
into farming.
Nothing.
So 6 years no who cause am.
6 years.
It cause am.
6 years ni say problem e o ho no ma mbese amafo nyinate ni say.
Don't you think we had a very weak, clueless, blockhead agric minister?
Because at the end of the day, no, we have people that work. It's a minister and it's a ceremonial. Need the say he's there to watch. We were okay fine, obe sign. There are people.
There are free catcher say okotra yeah.
And you said okotra yeah. The person make sure say as a minister, your job is to watch it. Make I papa be oba em so be ni mu no kra. Kwesi Ahoy.
Yeah.
Was one of the most another finest agric minister so far. He is always on the field. I could trust every year get to the field to know what was happening. To see, say, idea where you're right or wrong. Say, all the report that was given to him, he fulfilled it. When it comes to a friend say Coco, maybe breaking it down. There's a video. Yeah. This is just a part 1. Yeah. There will be a part 2 for this program. Yeah. That people will see videos upon things. Someone will say, Papa no, enyo no, or bank no, nyama nko yama no. Planting for food and jobs was in a way a be failure from 2017. 2018 it wasn't good. 2019 and it was a lot. You need to orient them to know they need housing, place to sleep. Our president don't listen. And now the Akufo-Addo don't listen. I met Nana Akufo-Addo when all farmer-based organization groups met Akufo-Addo at a friend in Jubilee House. Now, there's a picture there.
Which year?
That was 2020 or 2019.
Okay. So now, Sata Akuto, minister only discuss.
Exactly. It is not the free Akuto that I will discuss with. It was the president because Onobe decided Okasa a fine. So you need to talk to the president. Now, I told the president, say the youth of Ghana. Are not lazy. All that they need is a place to lay their head into. Let us put up a farm complex across the farming community. A farm place was the flashpoint. Bupeyape was another flashpoint.
Okay.
In Swoda ho, YNCC are dying. Said the baby video mutiato, no my day, ado a fool, and yet Johnny Eddie. Me no can say Siano. Edini, Adriani Yadin, any ho. Because Adriani knew Adriani Biding. Oh, said Dr. Friako told the was a catchment on the various communities, villages, and a road network near the Enyejuma. We did the videos we sent to him. Every report that you give to the minister, I may say the whole Ghana minister. Maintain it. Sorry,
but the point is, you are saying two different.
I'm saying two different, but listen to what you
saying. When it comes to a Deben send Komoya or Mwanya, was it a Akufo-Addo?
Yeah.
And then and Kesa or Moya, they say the Omutibia, or say a Akuto. Which is which?
The make say Dr. Free Akoto is a minister for agric. Need an insurrection report a beban or to may implement it. Akufo-Addo is a policy maker just to make sure that I don't have ammonia is obey or a president or Casa and the Yen is here. What I say? Fine. Reported by so far enuane ana akeka onwura mu amanfo complain won kran ni nema nyina ye program be for identification of community challenges ye presented to the minister within 24 hours. No one responded to that. Enuane have to move all the way from the place to come.
And also only a president kind. Other na wodim akotobetimi aye na woni na anka.
That is not Akoto's issue. That is the president issue. President have to make that decision. The Akoto is a minister. President have to tell you.
No, but who wants to be also in the Kayan or ye? Telling about one country and one.
No, I'm saying you same one man. And no to me yet. It have to go to the president.
Okay.
What I say? Your man penny the bit to me. I can say I deal with ye. Yeah, some policy things be on man. Ye we your obey. You bet me put in place of it me. Because I didn't no share in near more obey. Even cocoa crown, abra cocoa, a doom ribiana cocoa. I say tria or mokakran into mokakrana. Within some few minutes, you're sending a report to him. No, the next day, Nakasano, checks have been issued. There are videos and everything upon it. But the Ekas see and say the state of Agric are only for now. No, it is very dangerous because the president now need to do things in a quick way. All because Yendes Kasia Koto is gone. Sisiano, what is the state of Agric?
Okay.
But no can say there's nothing there. There's nothing. She knew. We want even 10,000 tons of FNS and Gary. Yeah, in your Ghana, you call Nigeria.
Really?
Yes. You call Nigeria. We need cassava. Yeah, yes, you call Nigeria. All because there's no road map for Agric.
Banji.
Yes. There's none. Forget it. All the fertile lands. Me one example of a FNS and Kwamoso, which was a state farm. Egu. State farms are all Ghana and Egu. Maybe I mentioned here from 19 the FNS 65 to 80, no. Obane down akosombo anom ye maize and vegetables and tobacco Ghana ye tobacco and ye tobacco biem akosombo don't produce even pineapple and even maize and even cassava.
I see.
Yes, the cassava if akosombo ba kitwa bi what does it be bia den egu we don't have the roadmap in the Ghana man penning ne niama obe put in place and the thing that is heading towards to unia ya may ni ambre na ye put things in place ekombeba. There's going to be serious hunger in this country. Yes. All because fertile land in a way. Do you have the land to farm the rice? Those that they are farming the rice are taking it. Dr. Freya Koto was the only person or buy cast rice issues or releasing the treasures and the slashes at the manko for Kumasi for Betty Asima Mikaya, Mekolanchi. I was part of it with Dr. Efren saying Odro, Deputy Minister at that time. But the problem is the coordinators and those with the Ministry of Agric. They are not working. The Ministry of Agric as an entity, they are not working. Me catch you, over minister no one yet careful. You never be go astray. All because
okay, so now say you identify about two groups. Yeah, they are the problem. The president is a problem.
Big problem, big problem.
Then agric officers also a problem.
And agric officers, Ministry of Agric. Yes.
Almost a problem.
Yes.
And info beam a problem. No?
The problem that is the policy makers of mobile bonti because they say because they don't consult with the FBOs.
Okay.
Yeah, bonti no mobile. Ask Ministry of Agric. You bet me from say say then I'm more fair the FBOs.
Okay. So in all this, no, Yanfan say Akoto Free is the cleanest person. Per your analysis.
No,
what I mean is
he's the cleanest person.
He's the cleanest person.
Yes.
So which means we need to get a free Akoto back. Sebeya sa 1 year o menyina no etobeka.
Back in the bedding. Because his decision now is to be the president of the country. Because you have seen, say, he can do.
So which means there is no hope.
No.
If what you are telling me.
Exactly. And I make a sure, no.
So after a free, let's agree that now Ghana Agric, there is no hope.
There is no hope. Who is the hope? There will be no above for Nipa no above for no can up to now no can on office here. We are wasting time. Ghana is not a serious country. I'm telling you today. Okay. Because there's no serious country. Agric minister ever delay even for 1 month.
Okay, so Yanfan say he against said all kinds of PFJ no a year pa into January February na PFJ no assay.
No PFG. I'm say PFG when it started from 2017. It was a failure because of
but
the
also
planting.
2019,
Yes.
2020.
We had yield and other things. It was going on here and there. But then the facilitators, when you see, you can't blame a minister for his wrongdoing. There are people there. He's just a figure. But then they know, almost they are chopping corruption in tea. They make corruption in tea. Nipa no on put two things down. Say na continue penisa.
So would you say PFJ no? Sikabia ese kubiano ekoye, but omudie.
And you say I don't have evidence to prove that. But the make say the authorities that minister gave them the job to do. No, as of now the minister is not. Then what are they doing? Dr. Free Agotonio. Into the jamu as of now no PFG no saying then amoye. What are you doing? He has made the mark on it. What are you doing to make sure say they need
so give us the figures. Owo no ya ohwe no PFG no MIA give us the figures.
And I'm better make sure say owo no the yield that
what yield? Give us the figures.
The documents I have here down because never become the state of Ghana's agriculture. I brought it back because this is part
give
one.
Us the figures. What
the
part
one,
give us
the part figures. 1, part 2. The figures from a friend is saying 2019 to 2020, there was a good yield. We had a good yield. Planting for food and jobs was successful.
What?
At the end of the day, we had maize, bro.
Bro,
moved up, shoot up. I'm coming. Before this, I'll show you the figures and other things. I'm not here to joke because at the end of the day,
don't worry.
We are here to make sure, say, things are being done right.
You think you are joking? You are not joking.
Yes, things are being done right. So
give us the figures. What is the figure? Tell us.
I'm just saying the yield from 2017 or by in Yama Nkoye because of planting a fence fall army worm. About 2018, about 2017, 2018, 2019, a shooting up a coin. 2020
shooting up course say. We are dealing with data. We are dealing with figures. Give us the figures.
It moved up to 70%. Bruh, Bobie, and you grow, and you grow. We are on the ground and we know what is happening. Okay. I'm not here to praise a free Agoto. I don't know him anywhere. He's not my friend. He's not my father. What I say? Minimum baby, me president here up at the Minyamizume. What they make an idea? What they make an idea?
So you give us the figures.
Figure na make an idea. With the state of Ghana's agriculture, today's show was to make sure, say, about the yield and other things that came out for. Say, we had a very successful yield from 2018 to 2019. It was good. What they make and I say, any shoot up a buy. At that time, no, there was nothing like importation of maize and other things. Because over here, me know can say within a little bit of some challenges back really with the COVID there was a challenge say we imported maize and other things into the country.
Do you have the data figure like okay so this year yet me cut it down on importation of maize, yet me cut it down on importation of rice, yet me cut it down importation of blah 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 blah.
Importation of rice no there you cut it that because each and every day there's rice in the country. But at the end of the day so maize as a wholesome food that you did each and every day. From 2018 to 2019, there was nothing like much importation of maize into this country.
Now import to say cut it down to say because of PFG and the rice could say that is what people want to know.
It was 2% of maize.
2% of what?
2% of maize that was in the country because I knew there were enough.
2%.
2%. Yankra a Bobie because there were enough maize in the country.
No, which year? 2018,
2019 to 2020.
Yeah, you imported 2% of maize.
No, I say the enough of maize
I'm
that
asking you.
The enough of maize, the enough of maize that got into the country.
No,
I'm a patriarchal farmer. I'm not a politician. Here to make this and that, but make sure I say a brother do a from Ejra, the northern part of the country, and then the middle belt. And then even the part of the eastern region and then the Volta region was okay for us. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. I can't give you the figure as at now. Say it was if you are this number of tonnage. Do get it? Because at the end of the day, they about the state and in which I will tell you say, because the file that I brought here was to show you near money was the CIA.
Okay.
Wow, the CIA file like that many documented them anymore. Near money wa na boy as the CIA no other countries no say no holding on. Tamana Ghana, yeah, friends say cocoa, no could the friends say Burkina Faso, vegetables. In the Ghana to me fan a fanya day and to Burkina Faso when it comes to agriculture. Because Ghana na your main focus no was what? Was on the friend saying cocoa production. Cocoa was our main crop. That is why I say the backbone of our economy was agriculture and it was cocoa. But Burkina Faso was purely on vegetables and other things.
Anyway, let me allow you to flow. You flow.
Oh, I just said to flow, but just to tell you the fact and the truth. Because at the end of the day, you money day, but a problem there, one person me change me chance and they say, Ghana man penny for now, no. The youth of Ghana need motivation, and the agri sector, no, it is dying because no youth want to go into agriculture. Because one, I broke it on the phone a bit to me. The housing project in Nema can say to me put it up in a place a bit to me. When you go to China and other countries, the military now no are farming soya bean and the rest. Soya bean be refit so it is the military that they are doing it. Ghana military, what are they doing? They're no more. We are not doing anything apart from peacekeeping. What are we doing? In the day, no, Ghana is a confused country. Which about the flashback of a friend say the Songhai and the Mali Empire, which will come back again, say we will migrate from here to another country, which we don't want to be so. And unti and I made them was here because this year no a come air babeba. The world now is fighting. The fighter is say we are seeking nice water, food, and medicine. What are we Ghana? What are we protecting? We are not protecting anything. We are just doing things that is not important. Building a friend is saying cathedral, putting up houses that it doesn't make sense. Because the CIA cathedral and KDC, a friend is saying, a friend buildings. I remember to me them if I think say it is the best bit to me boy. At the end, I say I'm not say important maize and soya bean and the beef the pottery industry. The pottery industry now, no, it is in the edge of what collapsing. All because we don't have enough food to feed the birds. Today I can say the president is not much or on the modern bonus. There's no motivation from the president. There's no way say I'm getting the motivation from the president. No. All because the people that he has even appointed now, they are just waste. 90% of them are waste.
With your analysis, because as we speak for the past 6 years, and Command Ghana for this about PFG, because PFG, you know, more or less they say a savior. And you have said say I could tell free okay, so at this point, you identify problems. We also bring in solutions. Then we need people to lead and implement the solutions. And because of Agric PFG, when Jones said I could tell free a bit union president.
Oh, I think all the candidates that they are contesting, they are waste. Okay. Because what is the achievement? What have they done so far? Okay. Projection is saying. Who they make an idea? Me who is Sanka go to free crown and kebe go for the resign is the best. All because me who is one things that is happening today and even now and then no crown I go to free it will go. It's a man that he listening. I'm not here to. It's not my friend.
Sure.
I don't know him. It's not anything.
You identify problems.
Exactly.
Then you need solutions.
When there was a crisis on say a friend is saying a same day biso.
Yeah.
8 years our program we are not say program we are frɛ because time I twitwa koko gu ya na ka esi etwa moka no koko board do not make any noise. I went and come out with identification of community challenges. I sent a report to him. And then Dr. Edu Boahin, even say Coco bot see where they release checks. Emom say they, Emom Sakai. But they can say we need a practical thing, a leader that will make sure say things are being in place. Because I'm not gonna say see I'm sheni near putting your year, Yahu Bachelor, ye import to be even when you cry by the year 2030, Kragana be import water.
All right. So on
and send a message, man, and say the youth now are to the state. Yeah, anything at all can happen to this country. Anything at all, bit messy. All because the youth are so angry. We have foreigners that have invaded here. Galamsey, when there was Galamsey, honorable Festus, why was the Festus, whatever, our MP for Dunkau. Oman Penika say in Galamsey, no yen. Because I say Oman Penny measures Ben or the two was a Munja Galamsey Namonia. He did nothing about that. It was Dr. Friakoto, the same person that we send a report to him, say, President Omunya Galamsey, what is your point? Say, I say, fine, if the President Omunya there. Ask the people what do they want to do. They want to go into a friend and piggery. We send pigs for some of them and do dunkau. But then
you could see a young man peninsula. I have issues with the way they are running the country.
But
and interestingly, you have issues with the way he's running the agric, sector, which also have the same issues. But then hoping say you get us the figures so that we can look at and Yamado imported the for the first time. Now, come say Banchi, you confess free.
Yeah, free China, my Banchi. You need, you see, Banchi, no?
Yeah.
When you can't say, you hear even by what is the name? Gary. Yeah, Gary or Ghana, you confess Nigeria.
Yeah. And I think, let's get the figures. They will know how many tons and now say a free or by Menoka say
this is part one.
Yeah, this is part one. Madam Bia send me a message. I say, bro, I do export to the US of A. But then, so Yvonne says, Commander, what is the man saying about the free Akoto? Please ask him the right questions. Where is PFG? But Yvonne, that is what you heard me asking. The most lazy, lousy agric minister Ghana has ever witnessed. This MPP and backs. Okay, so then the issues. I am say a friend is say Akoto. Akoto and so
Akoto me make it in clear. Akoto was the minister of agric. We a minister who as a minister. Your uncle form we Juma or was say they bring a report now. You see why we a producer. Your producer can bring you something right now. When you what kind of year it be your producer and more wrong mistake. And some people go within the agric sector. What I say, and now no one say Tommy or call grounds to check things on his own. Yeah, the figures by a man initiated the market and the rest. Into the can say and they say one other groups ever want to say the president should make me the agric minister.
Sure. But I think I bet me I better.
We have some opinion because you can't be a Greek minister, bet me any pa magana team dink and but then me people me this me Ghana me Okuani I lead farmers. I speak for the farmers. But then they'll not make me. But the head neck on a person magana for you to say a come a babeba.
My Musa de Ansah was sorry. Now a man for agitate say President Mancrophone we of also.
Hey, you're the best.
Thank you.
In Tampe, Mamma draw the back. Huh? Union Tampe. Now on call for Shin Tampe. Eh? Sure. Me for 37 I me buy. Because said I me for 37 buy. 37 station. Eh? Station. And for only baby eh? There are good boys around there. They are doing their job. I'm open some baby and the bomb bra. What did I make an say? Why see yet me farm? That's all munya juma met me juma yepa. And Tampeno Oko Canada. Any friend is saying a Holland.
There is a man for Aberdon Tampi and just almost sent Tampi.
Because she makes a teto she the make an say.
They will say almost non Tampi, no one sent Tampi.
Then because almost she, me see young dog, a boy and a bemaiska. Your cocoa, cocoa don't have any value. What I say? Because if the Chinese are doing cocoa in a highway, almost you say the chemicals. Never ko ye. Now what again? I was a woman in Drian Tampi. Baba man call fashion Tampi. No bit in the lost room bashing Tampi. Na me I made in Tampi to be missing me to talk room no big it and Tampi to be. Police you know so. Mr. Chef in a buy. Me do go kwase. The way na me share me to me the door. Police the uncle Fede ego ni sa.
Na ya.
Me ya IGP. Unso bin Tampi sha no aja no. Ye Drian Tampi o Ghana betimi aboa yen ye pa che niam bia ye Drian faso bia yen den enu so. because the idea yen dua say ba be hye ye dua de ama mo pe ada na wo gigi yen watum na on je say dua ntampi o Ghana. I think say there's madness somewhere. What I say because cocaine say o Ghana I'm for actually cocaine o Ghana rock and other things. What I say other imported alcohol industrial lab cooked alcohol. Me no ka say didn't make us and say we dey me dey trust see here say try ya dey nsafia ma no dey ba Emma FDA gitum Ghana nsabe ne o Ghana
apetesi
enu ni we Ghana apetesi pa
ebi se bag
apetesi dey me fendi agrokra bi ni we obade nso emi akasa ba ya noa a triple distill this out Ghana ha say now be kan sense bi say me ye nya de ewo ye nkofa omono ne de mbra industrial alcohol ye kuku amanfo atopetrope na do dan ko kufu ado uyo obi a oba o say Ghana etisika so makwan na ntampene ye den ye ndua wo Ghana ni ndua wo Ghana medicinal ebeboa asthma purposes eboa ma ye trihwe den enyini ye de ye nkonwa de ye ntade de bibia na de ntampe be bibia ba ma ba jatumu de ade na yenye say gay ye discuss gay ene e parliament dia ye discuss ntampe because most of nkofo no mu bia sebi ye to aba mom kwa parliament no e ya na ebi no mo hye ntampe
chama ye da se bebre so I was trying
we are part 1
yes sure
part 2 no
ebeba
me de Dr. Free akoto be ya ebia answer ni ene de ye so ani eba betudwa
nyame oho nyame nka nyina ye ho. All right, so live on a crowd 100.5 Citizen Show, my opinion column. Okay, so thank you so much. Maybe I will be no Alexander Kwesi. Oh munya so you better mo say mame okay, so you didn't come over mame MPK here callers thank you sir mame MPK callers kakrebi be 1 or 2 ab na 0302208090 Nti hello okay. Yes sir
bema ma pen alaba ni
yo alaba yoko
pacho na no o kan send about Tinubu say Tinubu o mo de ni to the be na ba Johnny Party no Tinubu o Johnny Party 1990
me say Tinubu o mo fa no every like o mo anyini say o position e wo government no mu
but no a member party member ne bi.
Yes, or a party member. Say the party member, when your party member, I'm better you.
And I second in Pacho, start with Paki or what's second Pacho, Mukasa, members of the Kama Assembly.
Or Kawasan away, or Vaki Kawasan away.
Or no, I mean, Fela and Nubio, son of kind.
Oh, I'm pam, oh, now, Freya, little bit Fred, say. Yeah. Oh,
or can ask them, but the can ask them, make sure face to face.
No, David. Mamma, yes, that's it.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Paja Frost of Free.
Bobie, Mr. Porter, you.
You, Mr. Gotti, uncle.
You, because my calling is my power. No, Bobie, I could want to say, no, one borrow recklessly. Mama Bobusia 55 billion. I could afford to live by me. I'm gonna 40 share. Mama was borrowing recklessly. And now one Bobusia over 500 billion. Who can't gonna force one borrow recklessly? After your side, I see one borrow outside this thing. And the rest is all borrow. And you're thinking, you watch a party. The rest is all borrow on the high private jet. Mama 55 billion, you will read us to the
yeah.
They will buy the Ghana hospital. They will go medical center, airport of the 3, a double gas, Kendia. And I could find what they're going to afford 500 billion. So I see why I quite care about the episode. Everything forward you say politics no, they are through any that. That is before you want to. Most of what you said, I can get a fighting of folk. After the value, grass and one. FPP4 should tell Ghanaians they should make it clear, say, are they in support of S-Gracia or they support cancellation of S-Gracia? They should tell Ghanaians and stop catching up as the number say, only 10 shika on the Yadiabam so far. Thank you.
May I say, Mammy Kofano, that call on the line, quick one, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, Bobie.
Good afternoon, Sampacha. First of all,
Me did you time because I sit on.
okay, Richard Yanko.
Me pacho akwa no beton say akuto si wa man schedule on san for na dey command.
Oh, I am not
no,
sure.
I agree chana me. Nipa wo free office end 2 months. Na wo say bibia say ya, who na say no. Anya wa na wo say no. Nya papa we ya no to na order no. Anya wa na wo say no.
But ono onya akoto a free spokesperson. No. Onim nimpo onim no kra ono onya na damfo.
Ebetumi abasa ba ebetumi sa ya na damfo. Ebetumi ya na damfo. So ati ase. Se ni o ka say ye kra banche ba no. No kra banche de no kra sisi akwa outside da unya banche nto. Banche unya bi nto. Sisi anoma ankoyi. Bibia say Bobie uba habo enye easy. Unim companies are close down wa habo.
Really?
Me na da. Unim cookers, cost of na even cookers so what mean pay.
Yeah.
Beni presidential candidate bi ni cost down. Bisa kana Japan say ono president e dio. Bisa say no then na ye man no workers no wasa ki bi mo mu kofie.
We so see that way.
Kana Japan ye bedi essence no na bisa say no koso na wo fashion abo inside wo no e ba na say na workers no bi mu kofie na wo president e dio e mebu no kwa mu nya aduma ya wasa ki bi mo mu kofie but wo president e di.
Okay. All right. Okay, me that say mama go another caller on the line quick one. Hello. Pacha first of all.
Commander Boa.
Yes sir.
Pacha friend Bright because I friend.
Okay, Bright Yanko.
Commander Boa. Abuso ka ezuma egu. Anado egu abuso ka ezuma no. Oshi omo ko kwan so bebre na etibo a omuntimi ko kwan so because even dollar from omo Bank of Ghana na omo the dollar etisan ko kwan so a omo si ebi ni wo. Nti e wo bebre na ati amini oti ai kra no. Ebi kra mi chance dia me no kaze. Nti no man ko yi e wo man mu. No man say ye betre o man pani akufo ado say enim ya omobo modin answer on be ye bibia found because e komo e diga na fo na e komo e di youth no e wo man mu. So omu sorry a on to me so on pay mama youth no enye because no cancer we see factories we pray e wo man ensu ye hu baby a factories no so we see no ye hu baby a factories no wo on try youth no baby a factories no wo no mo nko ye juma wo enti aba we eba abemu a wo say that o starting from 2016 about 2023 and one no mo put that Ghana for and then $13 cedis and yam per liter abroad on the money mama na person 3 cedis uti yam boy somehow.
Okay, all right. Me da say my menfa be last to call us enyu na yanko. Hello.
Honorable Bobie Ansah.
Pacha first of all.
Commander Boam.
Yes, sir.
Me abaya me catch up for Shamanzin.
Okay, abayanko.
Yo, Commander, me want me cruise to be wa hase ya. Omu wo gym, brothers gym. Omu filu with red, Paul and area imitiao. Commander Boam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, oman penny or tiswi. So ya ko 8 years mi bua. So umbranti ebrem wedi atroa na se wedu mpenyi fie so a. Na ka se unyama uye no umbranti ebrem bebi amfi a wedu die. I was saying ka usuban sita. Na so ye mo mpenyi akokura we die. Waye na bi so bebi atroa ko sita
obewu Commander Boam adena mekanisa papa we sister odi atro beji to me na me feel so better but still kontompo any other data mu na order Commander Boam papa we eti na ko gina na sebejo mo bie na nu ya ka kire na fo se wa ya kwan ten aban bi abetina akonya so uhia na Boam amanfo Ghana fo sun akwa wudie pa wanda kufu ado amemu yi osu ko gina bebi na wujo wanum hwe ofie teteta udi baye yi hwe enum nsemu a wofo kegu so kani bi na omutua fees no wotua ye 900,000 energy sa wofo for 10,000 9,000 and omo ye den omo timi di omo ba ko school Commander Boam what are women organizers omo ye campaign ba ekufu ado hwe ena omo nyina new esa tebe ye 4 years ni school fee Ama free niema no mudia ye dianya ama school for ultimate piaka national head o predecessor o ma fenyi kufo di ba ya na ye mutu head ndc aban na be ye ni national head u ba ye wa brisu wagunu eti u de 6 years wa ba be di akonya isu and just wasted years kana for ye nya mfaso bi ya wo so Commander Boam mesrew NPP collect na ya omu frenu mo mu se pokwasi entertain the my entertain nungwa entertain di sina ekoso no sika na omu di ya no enka bisiana o man panyi akufado abonu e ka eda hom eka John Dramani Mahama ka o di e betre na nado nkontompo no aye yio aye
Medase live on Accra 100.5. Now quick comments here na ye near panel no dia tem Musa Abatwa says this was the most unfortunate tsunami delivered since 1992. If you have a president who defends virtually every corrupt practices of his government, that country will face serious economic crisis. As usual, clearing agents has cleared his officials in respect with COVID-19 chop. Okay, what I understand about President Akufo-Addo is that if you want to steal Ghana money, just let him be aware and he will clear you later. God save Ghana. Okay, so we have Nana Kwame Omane says, Bobie, I'm in Koforidia. And the only way for us to get cassava for chop bars is to buy it from Ivory Coast. Wow. This is not true.
Can it be true?
No, this can't be true. Sir.
Can you put him online?
On Sunday on Facebook page. Okay. All right. So Nana Kwame Omane and Alanche Martin so na you. Check for me. Or join AFA. There is this group in MPP called AFA. AFA, okay. Omuna President Akufo-Addo kodi di omatem no. Okay, so Obiso send me another kuda or say cassava issue no be sending free Kofori and it's true.
Of course, it's possible.
Search about for crab and free Cote d'Ivoire.
It's possible. Other Ghana and Cassia the cassava and now planting called Burkina Faso. So it's possible.
David. Oh no, wait to call David. Wait there. Not
challenge him. He'll put his number.
This government cannot sit down and watch for this thing to happen. I mean, I don't want to say or say about anything, but I doubt this. And this is my first time of hearing this.
Okay, so you are aware the tomatoes free Burkina Faso ever have?
Yes, I am aware.
So Burkina Faso and Ghana, which is desert land?
Onions, I am aware.
Which is desert?
Burkina Faso.
So wouldn't say even Dubai and other countries are doing extremely better on some of the things.
Yes.
So it
but Banche dear. Ghana, Banche. Eastern region. Inside Eastern region. Fertile lands. David.
I asked somebody today that for the past, I think when they interviewed Katie Hammond, and somebody called me and asked me, say, Mr. Saki, and I said yes. The incoming minister, do you have GD one show?
Brian Champon.
That be say trade minister. I'm sorry, trade minister. That's trade minister.
Trade minister. Okay.
So I said, if someone were there for 6 years and could not change the fortunes of Ghana, or be by less than 1.5 years, you think he can do something? So Brian Acheampong coming to trade minister doesn't mean that. Look, he's not coming to read before he will get settled. It will be 6 months. Anambwa.
Yeah.
Read
Maybe more than
because under the agri administration, the agencies under the agri administration are countless and numerous. Before he will read the memo that the minister will leave, before he call sector agency to come and brief him, before he say, okay, this is the policy we want to enroll. Now we are in election year. We will be in election year. Trust me, he will never produce any proper policy to intervene in agri. No. Trust me, mark it on the wall or leave it. I know he's a young guy, very energetic like I am here. But the bureaucracy in the government sector now, I don't know, but I can tell you there are so many red tapes in the government sector. Tell him, sir.
Yeah, I'll come back. Now, I'm out for sending serious messages. Now, Justice Kwasi Bright Kuda says, now we are buying mangoes from Togo.
So if I say, if someone tell they are bringing banchi from
Burkina
Faso.
Jonas Yabuasi Bobie, some of the cassava passes through Kofi Bedu Krum in the Doma district.
Doma.
And I want
okay.
Or who said, Omo the Banchini became.
Then it is Ivory Coast rather, but not.
Sorry, Ivory Coast, yes. Nipani can Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
Mahama Adama says, Bobie, I am from Elibo. It is true, we buy cassava from Ivory Coast.
So him say they are true speaking within Elibo and Ghana border no.
Yeah.
Who say Omuti Ivory Coast, but Omuka tree. So him say.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
Yeah.
So Omusu Dokoko. So Omusu Dokoko.
Yes, Omusu Dokoko.
And Koko has said do Banji. So when Burkina Faso cry, Ivory Coast cry, they are trying to overtake us in Koko.
No, but the point is,
no, so I want to admit on air. Say,
Enti Ghana, Enti Banji.
You see, Bobie.
I'm shocked.
Bobie,
I'm telling you.
I spoke to many media houses today because today is a day that this year, my association have taken upon ourselves to say, okay, what are we selling? What are we portraying? We have ambassadors in Ghana here. What do I say? Casing Ghanaians to go to their country to do business. I believe here were ambassadors in other same countries. But the aggressiveness of ambassadors in Ghana casing business before is not like Ghana ambassador. How many times did you hear that the Ghana High Commission in the UK, the Ghana High Commission in the US, the Ghana High Commission in Canada has come to Ghana to take Ghanaian investors or Ghanaian traders to go and meet other counterparts there. But other embassies in Ghana here, from the other part of the world who are in Ghana representing their countries, does that. So important, that's why we've taken upon ourselves to say, we'll pay a courtesy call to many as we can, embassies in Ghana, to introduce the association to them and to also let them know that what are your country, what are some of the commodities that your country need from here in Ghana, so that we are advocate to make Ghanaians tap into that area.
I see. Anyway,
what you say?
Anyway. All right. We have Mr. Mustafa Bandi, NDC Deputy Secretary, General Secretary. Then we have Mr. Samson Asaki Awingobit, Executive Secretary, Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, and he has raised so many issues about State of the Nation address, Nititu and the trade sector. Then Charles McCarthy is a senior editor for the Hawk newspaper, will join us in the studio. All right, so Mame Koje the phone crack Tombra.
Unim say onipa bia kankro ene ne ba aya na ejine sisi so nanso ekoba se sisi ne ho kotechima ene na asempa ene dia bon eno ti ena make up for tabia herbal capsules e dia ma se yesisi ya dia pa ana age onipadua na boso dia bomodia ne num tabia herbal capsules na abo yi usisi mama mai na wanya sisi etimi abo aduma pa se ya ayemtim ena age yefunu ya boso ama wuntimi nya wo hohia bomodia ne num tabia herbal capsules na etimi yi ne befi afini padua ama wo yefunu ada ho tabia herbal capsules ebuso ewo pharmacy shops any herbal shops ewo wiase afa na nyina ana afre ahomatrufo yi 0243686861 kai se wo ma akranufo wo your painful ana wondi infedu wochi a wonnum bi tabia herbal capsules wonsunum
CD capsules. CD capsules. CD capsules. My body say.
What body empress?
CD ointment. CD ointment. CD ointment. And also.
What brand CD empress?
Mo se wo pe immune booster pa. Se do nipa kwa no be wa adwuma se de sa. Simple. Kope CD capsules. Enyaruwa mo bo rough. Ye nim so anante ana wa adwuma kakra bi no abra ye so week bia.
Enya me how pa no.
Enya what CD capsules nkan. Wo ya so am de kope bia. Wo house wo twa.
Ena CD ointment.
Eye do tatahwe ada obanya ho no. Ko CD Herbal Center ya. Wo ye CD ointment ni CD capsules no. E wo la shibi Sharam Sport. Ya e Benny 19 Junction. Na ko tie se general body pains. Nya no ko todwe eye no ya. Na e ko na poso honam ya. CD ointment. Enti few days shim e ko ya wonum di CD capsules. Shim e ko wonum CD capsules no. Na wo the CD ointment so e massage.
Na menya ni nyina bi wo he.
Pharmacies, chemical and herbal shops. Dudwa from 050-5767-425 and 0209-682836. A pay for a battle or more manu for an kwada when if you do me nunca. FD, I shall say a dreading crowd to my jatum say.
Na de na ofreju mabaya se waye bosase e di asemwa
binehwe mafo kwa na ekwo wo mo animu bosia kra mi pedia me de abobra so a menya bi
ene yesre Eclipse Collateral Management for abamaye waye prime brokerage service na no se de etienie so we japade na wo ho nkrata wutumi de nkrata ne beja Eclipse Collateral Management na so bi so we japade ebia na ne nkrata no animu ano na ope bosia ye de wo nkrata ne yensi achi ba manipa no bosia etia ehon faso ma wo ankrata ne ye wo de ni free
nese woni apra ntie
emane how cry esanse wono so wo ajapade a wo de ba yenti no eno na bank de beton wabra won kwo wo de ne ho cry
na kire sa menkrata da dem no ebetumi ama manya sika wabra na japade no eho nka
sapepepe wo be hu Eclipse Collateral Management e wa Denta Pantai Junction at Denta new site wa 0543832466. Eclipse Collateral Management. Think safety and decent income.
Give us P capsules. A memory. Manum bia ye benemu. Kane mitutu ya na minkuma bo asese de. Betro esa kum benia G. Give us P capsules.
Give it to me, baby.
Give us core capsules so e.
E man membe nyina akoko yade. Sisi yade amamanya yem timotete wo mo no. Yedro no. Manum bi amama de me ho.
Give us core capsules. Mrs. Moye ding. Give us core capsules.
I give it to you, baby. You give it to me.
Yeah.
Hey, give us no. A man need your babusiamu papa. Na bema ka give us P capsules. And ni give us core capsules bomunum dia. Na eni jeni ahwodeno.
Wabrudo.
Give us P capsules.
And remember what if you do what you do cronkwan efa.
Give us core capsules.
A pay for a battle one more menu for an kwada when if you do me nunca home. I would roast to beer motophone call. Give us Herbal Center. Teshi Mobile and a Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543-222-470 and 050-68-51135.
FD Ashusha Sa Ejedi and Krato Imu Adia to Musa Eye.
Oh, Nana Bobie Ansah on the Citizen Show. Stay with Nana Bobie Ansah. All the politics you can know on Accra FM 100.5. Tune to the Citizen Show. Nana Bobie Ansah. Yeah.
Nana kwabenabobieansah. Berema be meti gara furu kube puntimpuna si sokode. No wakanchira katabin say you. What you unkensen. Kwabena, Keja Gumamanianko.
Okay, so live on Accra 100.5, Yasia Bebu, and I have this message from a friend. It says, Bobie, tomatoes are being imported in large quantities from Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana through Kofi Bedu Krom border, which I know. For the tomatoes, there, I know. And you say, minim pa. But Banchine Diane dear, Yamianim. Because a bunch of Okay, Ghana has always brought mangoes from Togo because they grow more than 10 varieties of the Salon mangoes. Okay, so Yvonne Kelson sends in this text message. All right. Then a message from Madame for lecture. But did you remember the finance minister in the budget for last year? Or 2 years ago said in Parliament they were importing cassava from China, and people started complaining. They said it was imported for industrial purposes. These are some of the flashes that you need to get. Okay, so thank you. Now, when the soldiers killed innocent civilians during election 2020, the government did not say or sanction anybody. The army killed a citizen in Ashaiman, nothing was done. The military killed people in Nigeria, yet nobody was held responsible. Does a soldier's life matter more than those of who died in the above-mentioned incident? Lawlessness is now inscribed in the hearts of every Ghanaian. I wish the actions of the soldiers in Ashaiman fish out the real killers of Trooper Imoru. If not, this might instigate reprisal attacks. May these who died during election 2020 Ejra rest in perfect peace. All right, so this one is coming from a friend. Now, you have to go to. Okay, all right. But okay, any pan also I just some call for Ansah no makotoba and chabe wufufu. Anyway, all right, okay, so but my young tea on Agric asma President Akufo-Addo kind quick one. Young go tea some crowd or kind on Agric and
Mr. Speaker, government continues to prioritize agriculture as one of the driving forces for economic transformation. The experiences and lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict justify sufficiently our increased investment in the agricultural sector. Indeed, the sector recorded significant successes with an average growth rate of 6.28% from 2017 to 2021. This consistent growth over the period has translated into improved food security, job opportunities along agricultural value chains, and availability of raw materials for industry. To address the vexed issue of post-harvest losses, we have constructed some 65 warehouses, with the remaining 15 at advanced stages of completion. This intervention is adding some 80,000 metric tons to national grain storage capacity. $29.9 million United States dollars worth of machinery and equipment have been procured from Brazil to boost mechanization. Government will this year commence preparatory works for establishing a tractor and backhoe loader assembly plant in the Ashanti region, and continue capacity building of operators to ensure effective management and prolong the lifespan of agricultural machinery. Mr. Speaker, the impact of climate change and variability on global agricultural activities is a call to all of us, and indeed all countries, to adopt appropriate technologies and other innovative practices for sustainable agriculture and resilience against food insecurity. Government's response, among others, has been to continue to invest in irrigation infrastructure, both large and small scale, across the country. In 2022, government completed the rehabilitation and modernization of large-scale irrigation schemes at Tono, Bong, and Bong Left Bank projects. The three schemes are expected to provide 6,760 hectares of irrigable land for all year-round crop production. Phases 1 and 2 of the Tamni irrigation project have also been completed, with phase 3 of the project a 57% conclusion.
Okay, all right. So yango tie on exports and imports. As someone Nanado President Kwabena kan quickly yango tie as someone ka efa ho.
Mr. Speaker, apart from the enhancement of revenue and the judicious use of resources, we are all agreed that we need to do something about our huge import bill. Last year, I set up a 5-member ad hoc cabinet committee to work on a policy to enhance domestic production and export development with a fourfold strategy. 2. 1. Reduce the country's import bill in the short, medium, and long term. Enhance domestic productive capacity in selected products. Generate widespread employment opportunities. And 4. Diversify and expand our export capacity to Africa and beyond, especially through the vehicle of the African Continental Free Trade Area. In 2021, Ghana's total import bill was put at 13.7 billion United States dollars according to GRA ICOMS. On the evidence of existing local productive capacity, we have identified a list of 20 priority products in the categories of primary agricultural products, processed foods, and manufactured goods, where we can confidently enhance domestic production. Amongst these are rice, fish, poultry, fruit juice, sugar, tomatoes, vegetable oils, oil palm, fertilizers, pharmaceuticals, soaps and detergents, insulated wire, ceramic products, corrugated paper and paper board, cement and clinker, and motor vehicles. The report on the implementation modalities to enhance domestic productive capacity in these products has been prepared. And once confirmed with your approval, the new Minister for Trade and Industry will roll out urgently a series of initiatives to...
Okay, all right, so Nra Sona from the president, and now there's so critically issues, no, but also, but as answer right when go between, you know, definitely issues about exports and imports. I mean, needs to be looked at critically, and also issue statement. Exporters, importers and exporters association issue statement. But I know, and then we are breaking the issues down very well. Chairman, so just listen to the president on exports and imports.
Yes, Bobie, good afternoon, and good afternoon to your cherished listeners and viewers. Na Ansah na mena obedi nkita hono. I'm saying na informal introduction, but it's a formal one.
Yes.
Mamin Emma unze meti ashama.
Okay.
I stayed in Asama since 2001 until I moved to Zenu 22 and next New York area.
Oh, anyone can watch it?
That's where I built my house and I live. And so political wise, I'm under Kunkatamanso.
Oh, okay.
But if you are directing someone, you direct to say Bramifia, unless we can say Ashama Zenu New York.
Okay.
But in terms of political boundary, no, I'm under Kunkatamanso.
Okay.
Ma Ashama Minya late Imuru in the bush and 4 year call. I'm saying, no moko yano quack. Now, Abrante was born in 2000. Senate of fame every no concern or bit me no. Me jidi say me firstborn was given birth in 2002.
Oh.
And name no cast now our university. Until you can imagine say from 2000 say na bushing for where akola we are go to school or buy a juma pe ya Ghana ha. Edana whom you know. Na okoye juma se obaba bob men we na ya ho ban na okoshe ne wu me jiri say every parent should be painful to you, even though after the aftermath after his death, no saying na soldier for no buy no, of course yes, so if the me busia for any back on omabono so But at the end of the day, no, they get one.
As some victims, no bush any
count. But at the end of the day, no, a person who say soldier ni any enemy to the civilians. As omo boy home by say soldier ni cry by you to say something can say ni girl will be girlfriend no. Can't you go and report him say me yirni na nipa baako ni oya or the uniform no ba person Jimmy here. You can make that complaint. Mr. Camp, everybody come anamboa. Until my fat law the law in their own hands. Even though Senate ne institution ne baba ya ashama no Ghana for ina ya kasa, but at the end of the day no life has lost. That is irrepressible. Besides that one, until me map week say ombeko juma na okwa share soldier for I think agree memorial or na school be. Now you wake up early in the morning around Bechele area until we far official town. Okay. Baba far as asthma. Baba far to the soldier for now bounce on his car. Her car. They have to drag in the banner or yeah those that are banner. Tough, but 15 years old. They drag him out. They started beating him. Then the woman will have to.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the woman came out. So, oh, the banner I 15 year old. Because them here trunk in here. Mattress them didn't call.
Can you imagine?
So I was telling the woman say they have to get psychologists to talk to the banner. Yes, sir. It will forever be within this young man mind. Showing him side because it has psychological effects on you. So your bomb pie say this will not repeat again. Not just a shama, but anywhere say who be now you bounce on the person.
No, but say no. I didn't say because it being CBO because I learned said the deputy minister, defense minister say I'm the sanction here. The government sanction it.
That may kind of say obibo who will be now you bounce on the person. Not even whether say we are soldier, we are civilian. You need not to take obi life. Say if the truth say obi girlfriend no pair. No, yeah, so does that warrant say so you should take off his life?
I think that you are talking about soldier for no more attack. Say
no. Say you statement say I knew very well that before the you see if obia or ashama that they are not obia who videos now. Yeah. Send a helicopter, send the trucks the buy no. There's no way say Obatimaka say abai ana omu high command did not warrant sanctions that action. It is clearly that shows that if you see the regalia of men and women who came to take that operation now, in the sense that police were asked to stay away, no, then you know that from the high command it was sanctioned. You don't expect a lawyer or a magician to tell you that what actually happened at Shama, no. The high command of Ghana Armed Forces was not aware. Apart from that, no, Bobie, me catch you New York Road. Yeah. I my pink statement of the nation address now can say they have here for the Fourth Republic no or being constructed quite more than or no abai no. My catch say Punkatamaso is under Greater Accra region. Ofa quite every 22. Unim come 22. Yeah. Eko New York.
No, but I don't think so. Kansas, so it means be across the country. Yeah.
Now, uko tema President Mahama Tamistan omoye tema coin. President Kufuor omoye tema coin. President Mills, President Mills, President Mahama omoye coin. Akufo Dubai no. Still everywhere tema asphalt. Uba ashama last time me beka wa. Ashama kwabia nuwa but my point say na ashama municipal chief executive for the past 8 years.
Now say ashama mon to about my MPP.
Na by your municipal chief executive. Your municipality, isn't it? Your PC. The last time you send the PC no.
PC so anya kwa.
Any who send on my pinso any vote wa ashama. Even though you might not be the winner at the end of the day no when they collate but he had vote that means say or dom or ashama. Send me kasa me no track a park rabo oba hu obi be taxi free ashama eyema wa because of on behalf of Omampenyi. So or dom wo ho say 1% grandpa or dom wo ho. Na it is taxpayers' money. Doesn't show this MPP color, this MDC, this PNC, this CPP. That be a taxpayers' money. NMC Concretamasono Zenu Atarka New York New Road is under Greater Accra. I mean, even I'm not sure whether the Greater Accra hard-working Greater Accra Minister. Simon send them to the show. I'm sorry.
Coty.
Yeah, Henry Coty.
Yeah.
But person says, has he ever done any working visit tour in any of the municipality? Has he been to Ashama? Has he been to Katamaso? Has he been to Katamaso? If he hasn't, at least as a regional minister, no, you have to go on the ground and report to your president. Anamwa.
Yeah.
It's a great Accra regional minister, no, and our local government minister, no. On man and yet Ashama municipality and Katamaso and beyond. I mean, there's a lot to be done. Shani Road and Shoto 3 days in Shona a ton a flat around English and Manfred area, no. Who back Saro Mekano. People cars got stuck. And so I'm pleading to Greater Accra minister, no. On Timin Kwafa 22 care for no New York Atarka Road, no. Or say, yes, I'm a pa. Na me ba o mapia sam na okai no o mapia di kan ka obo ne kasa no o kan say na they will do agric mechanized farming o ka warehouses all over the country what you say
yeah
and to have food storage about 80,000 metric tons o kind no but they tell say sa warehouse no say Koran Bobie eduane wo ho
me minimum some crocodile
empty warehouses because because Ukwa said, "Do you want pade na buffer stock?" And I from saying, "Minya Hanai, maybe no see you.
Yeah,
say buffer stock.
Yeah, buffer stock.
You know, secondary schools were crying about food shortages
and
asking parents to come and support them. And I'm a what?
Yeah,
you're gonna hire.
Yeah.
Until let me say, yes, maybe Omampay may want to do a great, very lucrative area. But I can tell you, for the past 6.5 years now, I'm paying Baba Trano. Young business say, oh yeah, budget. Was there a budget for agric ministries? And if yes, which areas those budget was allotted to? Because Ucha report now, okay, no, a statement of the nation address now, okay, about certain commodity last year or set up 5-member committee.
Yes.
Say they should look into because he tried to cut down the import bill to 10, I think by $10 billion or so.
Mm.
And that he want Parliament to speed it if he come to Parliament. You remember? And you say some now,
yes.
So where's some now? You ask yourself, say. I remember about 3 years before I could say I
could tell
free resign. Okay, I said 2 years to come no. Obiava and Mombagana. Okay.
Okay.
At that time, we were doing citizen show and a programs.
Yeah.
Any me can say, Timinka, Pierre Bonteba catch the Ghana for say, because of project where I'm embarking on, no, this rice farmer is Ukwa Volta region to say Hohoy Road, no.
Yeah.
You can see the land, very fertile valley. You could see that it will do very well. Ukwa like irrigation tunnel, irrigation farms on Kikana Sam, you know. So we have this metric tons of rice. Because even the rice mills, Avenas, go and see where they situated the mills, the rice mills factory, no, and where the farm is. The farms are around, I think, between Northeast region and Upper East region area. Upper East region. I've forgotten the area name, but it's within the Northeast region. Say, no. Farmers, you farm there, then you have to come back to mail internally. No, it must. When you go to these rice production countries now, and to say Vietnam and others, the mills are within the farm gate. So that you have a mona at the moisture, and you say dry. That's how they call mill. That's what we are doing here. We are having broken rice. So they have to pie balls. You have a machine in front of pie balls. Then they mail it there with the moisture. That's why they have the correct grain, quality grain, long grain. Bobie, if people is not teaching that, because we have been as important export association, no. Say you importer, you say exporter, and I mean this say exporter. What am I campaigning for? What am I advocating for? So I can tell you that Exim Bank. Bobie person for Your friend probably your friend Lawrence Bibi Visa on that President Kufuor Bana for 8 years now, and for the last 6.5 years now, on as managing director. Business say every obia or frozen food importer. We used to pay a percentage to Edifan Motomoto to become Exim Bank. Exim Bank, no. Every importer who's clearing at the port still pay that percentage. It goes to Exim Bank. Anybody who bring rice, pay a percentage, go to Exim Bank. Bise who say for the last 6 years now, Obama has as MD as Exim Bank no. How many farmers did he give them a loan to produce rice? You can't poultry produce. Say I'm paying about poultry produce.
Yeah.
This country, land litigation is very key. Until who for poultry farmers are poultry farmer be a newer. Obaka say I'm feeding my poultry at a cheaper rate. Cost. To see I'm no customer, I bro 1 bag at the same.
Almost say 900 Ghana.
Thank you. So how can we survive that institution, that poultry industry? Because before you make a poultry boom, you should be able to produce more soya beans. You should be able to produce more maize to feed your poultry.
A product
at a cheaper.
But the president says, well, your production yes, those are a cost.
I can tell you, Obini Chira people don't come on Okaya. He is not ruling the country like the way Kufuor used to rule. Really? If I become president one day, which I'm dreaming to be, even a clean this is a government institution, I will have a cleaner here. You don't know. You think it's an ordinary cleaner, but I will have the cleaner will give me before you come and give me the information. The cleaner has given me what is happening.
No, but being so on him, but only the idea to work on it.
And yet, he has put people in places to work on his behalf. He should have full out of fact and figures. They are not briefing him the right thing on the ground. I am telling you that if you Kwabena Dako, scan or the Kwabena Dako, someone paying about I think last year or last year or Kwabena Dako, that money will be waste, will go down drain because Kwabena Dako cannot. What will he do with it? At what rate is he buying a maize of bag or a bag of soya beans to feed his poultry? Ni boy to say. So you see, our rice growers, our poultry growers, our maize growers, we are lacking everywhere. So there's no policy that is linking them together. Say, okay, all right, government is giving me hectare, or I'm going to farm. That was why I said that planning for food and job now was it for commercialized farming or many for me and my wife and my 4 children. And the outgoing minister ignorantly said that he was on Ansah FM, and I sent a message asking him that he should be able to tell me that was it for commercialized farming or peasant farming. Then he said, Tino. Cocoa kra a peasant farmers now they do now even that makes our cocoa self the most premium. And I said you are a failed minister, and truly he became a failed minister, just a talkative minister who want to become president today, who want to lead his party, because that policy, that project was good project. If I were to be the minister, Bobie, out of the 16 countries, we will need commercialized farmers. Obia, but when they come to say Bobie is farming, yes, when they say Bobie is farming rice, they we are talking about over 500,000 hectares of land. You are rice.
But I mean, they say it's easier said than done.
No,
I mean,
and I'm saying that do you know how much amount that went to that your friend saying project? You know it.
The PFG.
Yes, you know that farm for job plan for food and job.
Yeah.
Do you know the amount of money that went there? They give to peasant farmers. Peasant farmers will be a dog for 3-4 bags of rice. And they wasted the money. They spent the money. Who spent the money? He has to account. That was the base area to leave Ghana from huge importation of rice or huge importation of poultry. Because if they had given it to commercialized farmers, that they will produce more maize, more soybeans, more rice, then you won't go to Vietnam and other things. But they give it to party apparatchiks. Just like I said, let's ask Lawrence at Exim Bank that for the past, because since President Akufo-Addo came, he has been the managing director, if not change, of Exim Bank.
Yeah.
Who are those here? And I'm saying anybody who bring rice into this country, who bring chicken into this country, pay a percentage to go to Exim Bank. That's supposed to go and help our poultry producers. That's supposed to go and help our rice growers. How many rice farmers have been able to access Exim Bank and they've given them the money? That's the question we are asking. That is the question we are asking. So I'm saying plan for food was a good idea, but at implementation level, government failed woefully. Woefully. So President talking about cutting down importation. How many months did he left to go out of his office? Less than 70 months. Less than 70 months.
70 months, okay.
For him to leave the office. His minister coming to agree today will not read from my lips. He will not be able to introduce any new policy and survive and leave office. Because they should have used 5 years to do this. Medium long term we are talking about here. And that's why I said that the best policy at the time, when I had them introduce the planning for food and jobs, I question for commercialized farming. Let's concentrate on commercialized, like people like Minya Senyo Hoside. Because these people go for loan at a high interest rate.
Okay, so we are sending message from South Africa. Jonas will be a rainbow chicken in South Africa produces more than 17 million broilers in 21 days.
Thank you. So you see, they feed them, and even hatcheries. How many hatcheries do you have in this country? Do you know hatchery is a very capital intensive investment? So if I was thinking, if the government really serious to cut down frozen importation, they would have said, okay, from now, those who bring their old chicks from UK to feed their poultry, they will no longer pay any fees and charges or duties at the airport. You know, they come because the sensitivity, they come through airport. For the next 2 or 3 years, they will have put a caveat, or what do you call it? Caveat, say, those who bring in the old chicken should be exempted in any fees and charges or taxes to be paid. Why? Because government intends to revitalize that sector, that poultry sector. You understand? Now, while they are doing that, government will give moratorium to say, okay, from now to 3 years or from now 2 years moratorium that we're going to the old chicks importers now. We are giving money to people who set up hatcheries, and these hatcheries should be done within closer to poultry areas. Then they come to, if it's rice, we say, okay, we are giving you to import rice from now to the next 5 years time, but every 2 years or every 3 years we want to add this metric tons of rice into our what we already have now. Then we will say, okay, all those who want to set up rice mills should set up, so we have catalog to know which area that we can farm rice in hectares.
Yeah.
So don't go and set up in town, in the capital city. Go closer to the farm gate. Just like if you go to Vietnam and other areas, India and other areas where they set up this farm rice mills. Rice mills should not be sitting somewhere. Then the farm is sitting somewhere. It doesn't communicate. It can't link to each other. Government will support. So then government will look for land. They have not told anything. There's no any. What the president just spoke, it was raw. We can't take it in a raw state. Unless you tell me that there are other better and further particular for us to know that if this rise, this is the plan for government for the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, who told the MPP will still be in government? But if the good policy, anybody who come, even if
the next 5 years,
even if it's a good policy, and it is even Asaki will become president tomorrow, we should hold him accountable to continue with such a project. Assuming they were doing planning for food and jobs on commercialized basis, and they are able to even produce one each farmer in each region. If you to come tomorrow, add 1 or 2, then we will have 2 rice producers every each region. Then we can talk of metric tons. Because we are consuming no less than 700,000 to 800,000 metric tons of rice a year in this country. That's why the amount of money went high like that. Tomatoes production, Akumada. Can you produce more tomatoes? No. Why are you bringing tomatoes from Burkina Faso? So I asked Lawrence at Exim Bank, who has given loan from Exim Bank to produce tomatoes?
Yeah, but I heard so they give it to party apparatchiks.
They give it to party apparatchiks who are not into business, who doesn't have the business knowledge, and they chop it and they are there. Of course, if you go to Exim Bank, they will tell you they've given out loans. Who are those? Who are those they've given the loans to? That is the question we're asking. So, Mr. President, come back again. And that I said what he said yesterday is hopeless. He has not come to say anything to bring. He has not bring hope. And unfortunately, on the president part, at the part of the president, you know what he said? I don't know whether it was a. I don't know what happened. He said the IMF going self cannot turn the fortunes.
Yeah. Okay.
You remember?
Yeah, he said it.
So which means is that, so if you are going to IMF and you will not turn the fortunes, then why are you taking it to IMF? Do you understand the question?
No, maybe to mitigate the hardship. Now you want.
President came.
But any free.
President came yesterday to the parliament. He has never spoken anything about prime rate. He hasn't said anything about interest rate. He hasn't said anything about lending rate or inflation. So the question we ask ourselves is: Kwabena Abaya or tout to say was the NDC government at the time was doing lazy approach. So I asked Dr. Bamoyo was at the parliament yesterday. Who says that they will move from taxation to production? Who came and even when October, November, Guta Kumasi, Guta Accra closed down shops, you protested against VAT of 12.5, Get Fund 2.5, Health Insurance 2.5, COVID-19 1%. If you sum it up together, it is between 19.2%. You listen to us, and they break your budget came in, even increase VAT from 12.5 to 15%. And now, I'm say Parliament should speed up to pass income amendment bill for him. You know what that means? That means that tomorrow, if that bill is passed and he sign it and they are implementing it, if Accra FM you make $100 million a year after tax, they will tax your profit. That's your profit. They will tax you.
100 million in annual or more tax here, you know.
Yes, after
then
tax,
they look at your profit.
Yeah, they will tax you.
Then tax. Yeah,
yes. When that thing go through. Two. Who got time show bottle no say. Bottle no. So say depending on which area you find yourself, isn't it?
Yes. It be a 5 CDs.
Thank you.
A medium no. Baby could afford the 10 CDs.
Thank you.
It be a 3 CDs.
Good. Who got President Kimpiski and others among Kakanua, only say over. Good. So, point is, you want to introduce excise tax again. You want to increase it to 20%. Already, cost of doing business. He's talking about he want the 5-member committee to see how we can promote Ghanaian produce. He has forgotten that utility tariff is killing Ghanaians. Omapino. He has forgotten that even taking very much values away from Jadifono, yet my friends from AJI, they can't produce to meet the market demand. Can they? Do they? But they said they will be able to produce because of the benchmark values was killing them. Is that not it? And I told you, and several times again and again, I meet I am Dake, I tell him in his face. I meet Akwaba, that politician, I tell him in his face. I say, look, if you are jokers, you are politicians. You are not telling the government what your members are going through. Manufacturers in this country are crying because utility tariff is killing them.
But I'm not.
Interest rate is killing them.
But I'm not president. One quote details into all those things.
He cannot go detail because they have spoiled the country. He can't knock his chest and say lending rate is 25 like he said some years ago. Again, even at that time when he was saying 25%, it was 27, 28%. Am I right? It's hovering 40%. Even with debt, domestic debt exchange, Banks say that they are comfortable to borrow to government. I bet you heard that story yesterday. Or today, I was reading somewhere. That the banks are ready to even borrow to government. Because they can't borrow to you and I. We will collapse. At that rate, you can't pay. When Ivory Coast and others are borrowing at 10% per annum, you are talking of 40%. And you wanted to clap hands for you. So it was a shame. So that's why I issued a statement that business community have lost trust with the government. The presentation of the SONA address yesterday is hopeless. It has not brought any hope to anybody. One person was saying what? That during the Zema, petroleum per liter. You see, yesterday he was not mentioning liter, you. He said petroleum was costing 23 and now it's 14 point something.
He was talking about
so
gallon.
He didn't mention. He couldn't mention per liter.
Oh, per gallon.
But is petroleum per gallon, is it 14 point what energy expert is here? Is it like that? Is it so? Mama left the country with how much? 13 cedis or 12 cedis? How much was it per gallon? 14 cedis per gallon.
Not liter, no, you say.
Thank you. Meanwhile, they say, hey,
right?
Incompetent Mahama. Bamuya was all over. Humiliating Mahama, his own brother. Today, can they speak? I heard his spokesperson, Dr. Gideon Bwako at Asempa a few weeks ago, saying that when they say the economy is not doing well, the trade is not doing well, was there no trade minister? Why are they saying Bawuya? When they said the agreement is not doing well, was there no agreement minister? So you are now trying to dodge. So where was your boss heading economic management team? Why did Akufo-Addo told us that his vice candidate was once a governor at Bank of Ghana, so he knows what it takes to make this country to go to America? Have you heard anywhere within sub-Sahara, West and Central, that they have introduced a levy called COVID-19 levy? Banks can afford that collapse here. Never can brofos. Omu yasa no omu can brofo the confuse Ghana for. So the whole world omu nim brofo. So nim. Say when they collapse those banks, they will make our economy very strong and our city very resilient. And then my people are paying levy at the port called financial recovery levy. They are still paying. COVID-19, yeah, levy. Ivory Coast, did they tax them? Did they introduce a tax called COVID-19 levy?
No.
Hey, bro, they use English to deceive us. So I can tell you that, Mr. President, you have 1 year to go. Less than 1 year, or 1 year to go. 1 year, so a few months to go. Because 17 months from now. Point is that he admitted that his IMF going will not solve the problem. But we watch. We should not allow them to use the IMF. If the IMF money comes, they use to do campaign because they want to break the aid.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, that's what I foresee. Say IMF can say, but do Ghana. So
which means or prepare your argument towards IMFs can intimidate. Then they will use it to run their campaign.
Thank you.
While the difficulties in the system
then tell
remain.
you, I've already told you. Medika Kachiro say it do not bring anything. They should forget it. Look, we need to know. They should give us a timetable. Say this IMF first train. Say this project. Then because you see Ghana, I said former president Mama Khan baby. Say Ghana we have such memory. It's true. Because today, Obia forget to say President Akufo-Addo and his vice Eddie Kaikachia say they will move away from taxation to production. Do you know since this government came, do you know how many taxes that they've introduced? Anything America say Obia word Edua Bobie Amonfa Boguta for.
Good for them.
They are again like the AGI leadership. They go there with their big tie, they straight their neck. We have the largest association. Mr. President asks Gupta President, when they say a carbon good importer, you don't even reach 3%.
Messi about Hobio, Mekao said Charles McCarthy is in the house. Then we have Benjamin Insia, energy policy analyst, also is with us in the house. Mabel says Bobie Awingobet is making a good submission. Even the layman can understand. Alexander says, Commander, please extend my greetings to my brother Awingobet. Okay, so thank you. Governor Joshua says, what's the name of the as the rotational nurses and midwives committed in this country that we have to work for a whole 8 months without a penny. Please talk some for us, so we are starving. Hashtag release our clearance now. Hashtag pay our allowances now. Hashtag enough is enough. And this is coming from the National Rotational Nurses and Midwives platform. Okay. Yeah. Governor says so. Is the MPP government led by Nana Addo aware that rotational nurses and midwives, okay, so the same message. Bongo says the man talking should take his time because he's making a real good point in here. Okay, so Ofake says my brother Charles McCarthy, good afternoon, and Eddie in himself on my side. All right. Jonas says will be a rainbow chicken. I have touched on that one. Of our cases, 2024 is a cool job for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, and this is not a serious party. Okay, so Alexander says, Commander, please say hi to Awingobet for me and let him know that the late Kusasa grandmother in Lebanon's son from Canada. Oh, okay. Okay, all right, okay. So Anthony Kweku says, poor man is better than a liar. Okay, so we have Oliver Twist says, Kufuado, the commander in thief. Najib says, please stop. Okay, so let me move on with other messages here. Albert Vinjo says, something is happening. The youth are now crying. And a man for yes, I think just touch on it. Mahama Adama says, cocoa farmers are selling their cocoa farms to French people because of the prices. They don't sell it to Ghanaians. Okay, so these are some of other issues. Chaze Akwaba, Namema Benjamin Akwaba, Benjamin also Akwaba. But Chaze, quick one, Sona. If I'm not carefree. Mamin Joe Sona, Mincha for Niafo. Namincha Awingobet. The first time I'm in initial studio. Really? Oh, yes. Martini D. Oh. I think the competence, I agree. A top notch. This will be team here. Can know what think tank. Our Greek sector. Ghana Nibi. Ghana think tanks a win and you must go to the oh, there be back better. A Greek. You're better than one team. Why? Or body. Yeah, for Friday, your body. Oh, no, body. Oh, let's say you must be the think tank Nibaha. What kind of an asthma phobia? No, but on only there no. Ben done a think tank and so. On only there no. Concerned farmers. You have concerned farmers. When you take concern for concern, a dear concern then in Bia, a mambo foku. Ah. I don't have problem. Concern for Matimi Home Group no concern. Matimi Home for go into the history of this country. Matimi Home for Bia Papa. And the concern for Bia, there's a mother association. Matimi Home for Bia Papa. Oh, na Matimi. And this is not disrespect to you. Anyway, listening to you, I think your understanding of the agric sector is deeper than the minister will just have. The minister that has decided to plant billboards instead of planting for food and jobs. So idea now, Kasanka will be a farm district, a region be a farm. We can do it in this country. So you are buying policy, you're meeting me. Commander, on Sona. Fact is, Manti, Manche, I need my mental sanity. Okay. Mental health is very critical to me. And I do 78 and counting. Me new baby. Okay. Minti min kwa shwe nkumi ho.
because when we need to they are all catcher one, and you know, no dear hondi, eka. Now it was a soup what town no tino. And not mental health. They get it. And for the sake of my mental sanity, I decided not to watch in the course of it. But I'm comfortable reading from those who write the news and they make kind. But some may share no that a dear who can ya throw.
To say, ni pediano they can number so be.
To say, who's I didn't need pay can would detro.
But what they are holding him.
This all kind of a serial to hell with you. You can't do me anything, Shelley. Now, we are constitutional. Article 67 say presidential messages. We is a wunungwa. Say the president shall at the beginning of each session of parliament and before a dissolution of parliament deliver to parliament a message on the state of the nation. Ansah. And to Nyoko kind in a won't me misunderstand. Say ya tro. Say not true. Meanwhile, you told us parliament is a house of records.
Yeah.
And the inaccuracies contained in the president's speech, it has become a document of the house. Sadly, just as the president ended the speech, the speaker said, well delivered. He can endorse the statement delivered. Well delivered. And Tinia Obekan Wetibiano, or charming now or Tiho now, or see a well delivered. End of debate.
Finito.
You understand why we don't need to worry our brains on some of these things? Chess games, friends. And I do really, I have posted that video. My two me could try on to Facebook. Oh, really, so my friend, well delivered, well delivered. That was what the speaker said. If you check on my Facebook, it is there. So it makes the debate.
And then I will expect it from the speaker.
But does he have a verdict to pass on the statement when it has not been discussed, when it has not been debated? Yeah, debated statement. When he was quick to say people shouldn't pass comment on the statement, and that they should just move and second the motion. Is that not kind? Was that not what he said?
Yeah.
Preventing people from passing comment on the statement deliberately. And I minority leader, a diversity, or yes, or yeah, not in the comment. Experience is the best teacher. I have been there. That was why I said what I said. See, I have a speaker who is shielding and protecting people, his friends. So whatever we will do out here, odious, null and void. Do best we wouldn't now. Would the wide green coconut? I don't want to die early. I want to live to be 78 and more. I'm Mr. Maya Japa. Maya Japa. You get it? Yeah. Because President is telling us when you pay your taxes, you can demand the accountability. Monty. See, the man was rubbing it in your face. What has happened for me now? What country is Akufo-Addo going to hand over to whoever will win 2024? And from now, you should be telling us the kind of country Obabe handing over to whoever will take over from him as president.
Because 2024 by this time will be in the last address.
But not a country. The judiciary looks like a council of elders of a political party.
Nicholas Lakuda said the speaker's comments is in relation to the delivery and not the content.
But why? Did you read Bola? What is in the delivery?
Maybe he was articulate.
Fluent.
Fluent.
He sounded good in his ears. No, as Nicolas said, when something sounds good, when you applaud, you applaud. A debate you will not be part of. A neutral arbiter you are supposed to be. Never. When it comes to parliamentary debate, the speaker is supposed to be neutral. He's supposed to say you don't have a say. And before the statement, you will table it for people to discuss. You have stated your position. It was well articulated. The points were clearly made. What defense ben? Anyway, I'm here to speak my mind.
Yeah.
People are entitled to hold their minds too. I am saying, say, Akufo-Addo is going to hand over a country that the judiciary looks like a political party council of elders. That is what we have now. The judiciary Akufo-Addo appointed over 150.
150?
Yeah, judges. The last time I checked, it was 152. And another you did 121 come home. Into the count 173. And I have been counting that anytime will be appointment be America. And it looks like a political party be council of elders and the judiciary. So I said, for a security agency now, a party guards. This is a Ghana Akufo-Addo is going to hand over to whoever will take over from him in 2025. That is the state of Ghana. So electoral commission a constituency electoral commission of Ghana has become a constituency of a political party. The clergy are now choristers. The clergy, they are now choristers. As for the media, the least said about you, the better. So I say, okay, let me put it well. Because Ben is looking at me. he wants to take a dig. As for the media, the least said about us,
Thank you.
better.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Baby also can make baby on the other.
What I say? You see, and that is the Ghana that we have today. A common knowledge. So when Akufo-Addo took over this country, a gallon of petrol, 4.5 liters. Mama say no 4.5 liters. No can na boma na motor petrol 14 cedis. I'm talking about 4 liters no and a half that's all. 14 cedis.
You can divide it.
And no, under John Mahama, we said he was incompetent. Wabong. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Good. And you two-tier Mahama boom over 1 million votes. 6 years after Akufo-Addo has taken over, President Ayew Bida, a liter of petrol went up to 23 cedis and coins under Akufo-Addo.
Accra FM.
And now, about 20 cedis.
Yeah, now I am going.
I mean, I deliberate. So, could tia, ubenya BP, ubenya heart attack.
Because that,
you know,
that line.
Figures, and there won't be opportunity for anybody to correct our statement.
Akao.
You can't correct it. Meanwhile, Parliament is telling us there is a house of records. Internal, maybe sir, honorable, say, are they happy about our structure and procedure? Can they do something?
The future generation, no, who can almost go Parliament, Africa say no.
Or can or say 20 cities. No, we know that more than 20 cities. That is a liter, not a gallon. So mama, any NDC incompetent. Not omutimi ton petrol my 14 cedis gallon 4 liters. Not a competent person about. Now be ton liter mama 20 cedis. Are you competent? You see, the Vienna me democracy. Yeah, you know what dress be. Mupa yanko ready na dream.
Se bia bubu adamu a.
Ebinye. People have just covered their lunacy. You get it? And you know, a serious issue in 2023, Aguado will still have the guts, the courage to want to look back and blame Mama. Akufo-Addo still have the strength to blame the woes of this country on a certain dooms like free education, COVID-19,
Russia,
Ukraine. And I mean, I insult. You see, we believe it when you accept, so are you wrong. Kufo buy and you know be a boku for a day. The courage to admit, say, no, touch line, no, if he say, I am right, or buy a new one who is different, and he apologized. That is why Ghanaians are forgotten about say Kufo was very critical on the NDC. That candid admission now, I will move you on mine. That is so everybody is expecting that Akufo-Addo will do same. We acknowledge the fact say Nkweyi. Akufo-Addo the Vanguard or prefer our voice no her. He will prefer a reckless media to a sycophantic one. Not diplomatic cause. Ambassadors when they are talking about what is happening in this country, you summon them to pay their say and want them to stay off. It didn't end there. He reiterated it in Parliament. We are cap in hand. One of a presidential private jet. No one could discard them. No more betrayed. You see, and they are culpable. They are part of our problems. What does it?
Yeah.
Because more reps work. They give you up to minute reports. So you know how this country is being governed better than some of the citizens in this country. So when they come for loans, why can't you tell them we won't give you? No, you should be straightforward. That is, you are being fair. Because you sit here and support it to happen here. COVID-19, we are told say dollars buy about $6 billion. And Parliament is there. Parliament has not been able to hold people accountable to the people of this country. Do you get it? You see, that legislocracy is a because of lobby now, they call something constituency projects. Because of constituency projects in Parliament is unable. Members are unable to look ministers in their face and push them, pin them to the wall because of a so-called district light. They call the constituency. Because your dad man from Omadia say a MP Juma and it's to be Chakwai. And then the Juma. That is not. And that is why they are unable to deliver. That is why they are unable to work. And now rubber stamp. Everything goes there, it comes out cool.
Young Konkwa.
And then you have a problem. That is why I've been saying, yes, society parliamentary architecture now. Now, you proper a beboa. And to say, you decompose, so won't mean ministers in parliament. You cannot take a minister from parliament. Let's cancel that bullshit. Parliament should be parliament. Now, parliament decided President Aketua. Now, President, I decided Parliament Akitia. How do you think about it? Eh? No, you are holding you have oversight responsibility over the peasant. Una who decided na Akitia no decided with you. Sabiu, Ansah be ne wom. So, a systemic failure. And you work as a mind. So, our statement, you save it. Next year, and the next year, Parliament go and see, go and read number kind. You will get same language. Repeating, you be hundum so home. But you look into the eyes of President Kufuor, what no one can do. You have constructed roads more than any other president in the Fourth Republic.
That's an insult.
The question is, where are the roads? Where are they? I say, where are the roads?
Me, my route at Ashama Zone, New York. Yeah.
You have just looked at Ashama Zone, New York. That is even not an international road. Let's place emphasis on international road. The motorway like that way.
6 years now.
Motorway. Look at the motorway. Well, you can look at the motorway. Yeah, that's right. I cannot construct motorway. Motorway and chroma breso. I bet Jimmy Breno. Omodi concrete. And yeah, see the bitumen Go and look at how the road has become. That is what we are talking about in 2023. We are not thinking. We are backward. Democracy is not our thing. Democracy, and that is why sometimes I want to agree with you. Say, Bibini Yare.
Straight.
Do you get it? So I want to agree with Bibini because it is not our thing. How can a small country like Ghana, with gold, diamond, bauxite, everything you can talk about it, arable land, not a serenity. What has brought us here? Reckless borrowing. What has brought us here?
Also, reckless borrowing.
What? 1 year day. Now let me tell you one recklessness of Akufo-Addo. I will be a tiffy bien if we will console. If your head is well screwed on your neck, you won't do this. During COVID-19, CTV, I'm talking about CTFM4. They took it upon them.
CTV, class Indiana, City TV.
Okay, City TV.
Yeah.
City TV in America, CTFM4. Almost so next for Omako. Ayalulu Bass and no my brand. Also, young Francis Arnes from Kwabena.
Yeah,
true.
I remember.
And no matia. Or contribution to the nation Ghana. There will be a Ghana corporate social responsibility. Abansi Dabi.
Mema monye.
Can of that Dabi among Bedio Musica. Was that no recklessness? Every city in their work is a 1 penny. And sorry, we're giving rice. Well packaged one, 5 kilo. I can't fish in a seafood and no much. See, Maker's house in a seafood. They were giving this. A bamboo food. Mo bian chedri ani biu. No work on what to do me. Ebikwa namu naso. And now watch it. Obiama 5 kilo. Government, you didn't give anybody 5 kilo of rice. COVID-19, yeah, Obiama 5 kilos of rice. And you cooked rice. Let it be on record. And you more yanwa. What is it? What no am back we bet me afidini per 100. And we were told that 250,000 Ghanaians were fed during that 2-week period. Police for Dokuna no mudi mom, kenke and fish. And no etimi koso you say. 6 billion. Now COVID cano enye bi na see di twan up ko
You know?
But that is misapplication. Mama finance no. If the money is supposed to go here and you apply it wrongly, a misapplication by law, by the financial act, no, it is a punishable offense. Anything now come and work with parliament. They have the oversight responsibility over the executive. And I know me lawyer. I was Harvard trained lawyer. Ayarga Bakuno. Mahama Ayarga.
Okay.
Now all Kase. Finance Minister Boom Rabia the government finances of Canada. Wanda. Nipana Boom Raso. Uje mranimuni. One year from from the house, you have oversight responsibility over this man. Abraham no momuko file censure motion, Emra obubu su na manfanka ho. You went chasing non-existing. They were sentimental, emotional, and they were chasing wild goose. Meanwhile, the issues are a bit members can a few officers were there. What in the day except almost fixed matches. Parliament a match near fix.
Now a pie
to Nimso made the Faha won't bet to no they go Faha. No, as they were young bonding. That is and to me where I see.
Yeah.
There's that because the man has told us say we're performing Sinubia. He said he has performed more than any other person in this country. Yes, he admits. Say there were challenges. We overcome. As to how we overcome, me news or China, and no dear no baby come one. We are no more boom in some margin so. No more to trap pictures. And no more could the account. Asa democracy are Muslim really need. You get it? That is the issue. You have created 6 additional regions. As we speak, some of the regions don't have accommodation.
Even administrative offices.
That is what I'm saying. They don't have regional office. Some of them, but others do. Is that the kind of country you want to leave behind? Now, Kufuor and say, Akufa don't count him the president. No, if President Kufuor has done it this way, if it had been this sluggish, this snobbish, this nonchalant attitude that Kufuor had demonstrated here, so Sana Kufuor, and Konyabi Gina so your campaign. Ghana for Ghanaians accepted Akufuor because of largely because of President Kufuor.
Yeah.
Yes, because he can on President
Kufuor's achievements.
Yeah.
If you are doing this, the people behind you, those who suffered for you to become president, what are you doing to them?
Close the door. No,
that is the problem. And unfortunately, the grey-headed men in MPP are quiet.
Some are talking.
Who are they?
No,
who are they? Who are they talking?
When was
the last time I spoke? When was the last time? Now, you feel that this is our breath, then obey you. But someone for you are expecting the President Kufuor, especially your people, those in the Ashanti, are carry weight because that is where the chunk of the vote come from. And unfortunately, they are sycophantic. Unfortunately, they are interested in his stomach infrastructure. Once they can build their stomach, they don't care about what happens to anybody. That is the problem. And that is why the MPP looks what it looks like. The time has come for us to look people in the eyes and tell them the truth. Akufo-Addo is sending the new patriotic party far away from civility.
I'll come back. A quick comment, Bright. Tibu says, but seriously, it is an insult to Kufuor for Nana to say he has built roads more than any other president under the Fourth Republic. Oliver Trist Wampugili says all the roads are in Ebuakwa South. The lunatic fringe will say it is part of Ghana, and there are obviously mad people in there. Daniel says, Mr. McCarthy, God bless you. You are speaking the truth. Okay, so we have Eric Asiedu. Charles McCarthy, brilliant guy, brilliant submission all the time, making sense. But I'm sad People doesn't see the job you guys do each and every day. But truth be told, I like you, Charles McCarthy. Bongo says, okay, Togo gave their citizens like 2 weeks momo, money the flow. Alexander says, McCarthy, you're my mentor. Always on point. Ghanaians need to know. All right, so this one is coming from Bright Ansah, says, Mr. McCarthy is making sense, more fire. Francis K. Domekwe says, good evening, brother. Watching you live from Columbus in Ohio, US survey. All right, we have Akuya Akosombo Nyantechiwa says, Charles McCarthy, God bless you. This is the hard truth. Kofi Salah says, Charles McCarthy, brilliant submission. When I heard that from the speaker, I was like thieves in suits. Okay, so Agbema Vasio. Okay, so there's something wrong with that man. It is unfortunate state resources have been entrusted to him and will be for the next 2 years. What a criminal. Okay, so Moro Salifu says, many are crazy, but few are naked. Nicholas says, I fully agree with Charles Baitio McCarthy concerning the mental health issue. Same way I didn't listen to him. Ose
Baitio.
Okay.
His adopted name.
Oh,
Muyakwa.
Baitio. Okay. All right.
You're doing it in vain.
Yeah. Pagwa Joe Ofori Jr. says, but the speaker cannot criticize the president's speech. McCarthy, what are you talking about? Now, one says the speaker's comment is in relation to the delivery and not the content. Lange says the speaker of parliament ought to be watched well. He is diabolical like Muntaka and Haruna. Okay, so these are some of the few comments here. Then we have Taxman says, good afternoon, Commander. Watching you live from Kung. Extend my greetings to my younger brother, Awin Gobet, and tell the man talking, he's just a fantastic guy. Billy Ebenezer says, Charles is superb. Rock on. Rock your good job. Watching you live from South Korea. We have Antonio Kuma says, Bobie, what were you expecting from Nanado? I don't know. Abu Dewe says, brilliant submission by Charles McCarthy. We have Ken Farouk, Charles McCarthy, my man. Keep the fire blazing. All right, so we have some few comments in here. And Erica Siedu is asking, about about 40 Kumasi or your secretary. Okay, so quick one, my brother. Okay. Benjamin, issues about Nana Rezi, the oil. I know so a while because of your expertise in the energy sector. We raise issues about the gold for oil.
But that's it, Minia. I mean, Minia Pagina Charles, dear, Mr. Mentor, no, Aja. FES product, and I think that Abua Nepa, in terms of his argument, and I really admire Seni or to Tony Nema step by step. That is good. Dibubie may go straight to gold for oil. I think Mr. Pessimistity may debate on most of the things. First of all, I think that state of the nation nonka menya beginning of a term and end of a term because tie omampani ne kasa emu a I say it is a repetition of what was said last year. I said 10 biano oka last year. You see silos have been provided. We've built roads, we've built hospitals, but every year no yen to me number of hospitals I are building. For example, I was thinking that say year we na state of nation now reviewing the previous year. I was say previous year 2022 no to me dear or mine ye jina based on near my yediaka home, but still na say since company started in 2017 once a man or no, I think that we need to look at it because we are just wasting resources on some of these things. Repetition of things in the year. Yeah, Tiama to me cry no say no. I was not encouraged to. I didn't even follow it. My time crown full. I was not encouraged to follow it. So we need to look at it carefully from that part. But you see, Minia Chase Casano and I metie Minia I will go better so Casano. I think there's something we are looking sight. We are losing sight of, and that is the personality and the government we are talking about. May there be how the fellow was socialized and how the fellow was brought up, and how the fellow thinks and the thinking process. And I think that Omampanya Otisui and the current MPP government of Motisua, they make say they are blacks but white in thought. okay France
Fanon before but
omadwen eye brofo adwen okay France Fanon or make his argument in black skin white mask say ebra na yepe independence no after independence post colonial independence no abrofo no jaha my say yemu my no ebinum beji akonwa no epeso mo act say abrofo no amu so they were not relating with the people. And so we history the MPP and its origin no the origin baby free by as dan Kwabuzia to today MPP no.
Yeah.
That's how they think. Oye bibini na husuo no anana hofama no bibini bana dream no bronya dream nti obenya se obuman a one ne yonko bibini distance wom emotwen. And that is why you're observing they are not governing with the people. They are governing themselves thinking that they are white. And for that matter, they are superior to the people they are governing. And sometimes you ask yourself that why should I judge them? And that is why I also blame the media, because media it was so educated Ghanaians. And by who political ideologies and political philosophies and how politicians are. But media I'm how Nana Akufo-Addo the thought process here send your dream. Because
then maybe also you failed to monitor, because from at least minimum from 2007 people have been talking about the Akufo-Addo mindset and how he thinks and even within the MPP no one register
oh, the media raise your phone one say Techiman.
Yes.
Your own people. So one say they see Techiman no and they see Ghana in 1948. The 1948 riots now service persons no ane ye was sergeant alaje.
But now Akufo-Addo now Akufo-Addo ayesa ade no e won the party mu ama about radio so ama the party for now complaining about ne approach and also the style of ruling.
Bobie, party complaints and media education. Let's decipher
that is where the problem is.
The media no and to me I educated ye party no dey complaining say na man it, but we wanted the media because me semiti hey say politicians better na so more kasa. Me ready or NDC ni say no be kasa. Me ready or MPP ni say no be kasa. Me judgment on them no different from media ni amini say Bobie independent. Na dwen o kire na wo mefa because the media no maternity no education, information and maybe entertainment.
Omo kan no radio so
minim. But omo kan nyina no na nka wo say we independent obe kan ma me adia no anka bi. Oma politicians they can. So me bamba. So
Yakobo this guy, this MPP guy omukobu ni nsemi. There was this guy. Yakob primaries or support to Alan Martin. Then Akufo-Addo attacked him or party officer Buninsem. The person was on radio stations, they are interviewing him. Yeah, all kasa they say, this is no radio broadcaster beside me.
On this particular issue, there were radio persons in Ghana here supporting someone. So it is you, the media.
So which means you could not. So call those people out.
So you could not educate us well.
No.
For us to know, you could not educate us well for us to know who this particular man is.
Chairman, because Obi say I will go bet. I go high nipa mama bebo me ebu me nsem. Ama aya pictures ewo ho. Do I need to?
Enye ne kura ukan come in tisa case with that.
Aha. So it kasa one thing.
And a lot of Ghanaians
mebo. So media need be so na o defend ya. Call them out, sir. That time you this person you Bobie Ansah you why we go bet. Momo na na sa time mo defend it. You know so.
So. But eno ejina ho. Nti nana no suno mantima ma ya nkyere yen. Hwe de esi otechima. Me de mo because de eti otechima na say me nua makati da bi otwere fa na o kan bibi but I understand the media. De osi otechima no eno na si 1948. Because the whites saw the blacks as different people. On kame ho, onye minipa. Nti mikunu kra enye hwe. And this same government based on Fanon theory no, eso hu say techima ni no yekunu kra enye hwe. And that is the elite mentality, which is a bad mentality. And that's the mentality of this particular philosophy and a party.
You can copy, sometimes you can copy some certain things, but you don't copy things that is not beneficial.
But that is what they are. Soldier, the AC I Ashamai, regrettably, Yama Abushani Yako on Omobano Frimono. But look at the way the army behaved. I see what more call Ukraine. Now say you need to go crack or what the choppers ni Amokas Bekosa.
Yes,
they are running away. They are running, and when we ask questions, you get Minister of Defense and his deputy telling us stupid things, meaning that the theory still stands that no Minister of Defense no NDP Ghanaians. And that is the philosophy this government is using. And it was a coho. Intimaka and Wabieno, it was a restructure this particular philosophy. Say, Bobie a Ghanani, Mimi a Ghanani. This all could dear Kunyana. Oh, ye Ghanani, one Ghanani was a mubu or mino. Which I think that it was a free hope. Yes, started free hope. Intimate the American answer, oh, share ye parliament, say ye call Niako cancer. There are certain things I was expecting. I didn't hear. Unemployment is one of the highest now. I will never know youth. Brain drain, one of the highest in recent history. Bobie say, oh my Ghana, ha ye maburu nyine ko UK, next for no ko UK. Ye maburu nyine ko America, ye maburu nyine ko Canada, ye maburu nyine free ha ko dientia omundi jumaye. Then you get a vice president comes to confirm say na niaje. Adenya Ghana card buy no ne. Or is it the Ghana card one of the things? He mentioned it some day. Sa ya digital passport. And because of say digital passport, you know, ne passport acquisition adosun. In the history of the world, the question I ask myself, what do you use passport for?
Yeah, the two guys.
Yeah, because your state has failed. Your human resource are train you. U free such a waboka say we train human resource to help us no. Omunyine edwane akwa brochire. Akoye adwuma mo bi man.
There's no work. So they have to go for work.
So I was thinking that he could mention that. He didn't mention it. And sometimes young guy saying the state generic no my akwan we akwan saying must hospital saying or then put up must silos who see silos saying and silos here was in the hospital. What is the impact on human development? Say nipa no nimpuntuo nse saybe na bam before so be ready yet say vaccine krana yenya bi mayema
still yenya bi
it is kumasi kura
inti say what's the hospital and
something like that.
And I the drone for you.
I said Mensia Hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
I've just seen something like that.
And I the drone for you. And the deliver bus then. That's all the drone for you. Na oma mo frya woman we cannot vaccinate them. You can't buy. So we should stop this state of the nation or whatever. I think they should do it 4 years. Obe start here, they count here. Count generic statements, you know, obi ancho, obe we so abe count never was them because send ye yedi amount for better no be waste in that time then because sometimes no class FM monitor be am bet media aton product bi me nua ye obetina ha a Greek man na oton ensabi obade bi anka the product nko bet me aton ama Ghana for hu product bi aba
oton se bia o say onam appetition ni bag
sa appetition sanko bet me be mo slot e di aye because it's just a waste of time. Now memra oil so which is my area Mafolo Kakra. Metiso Mampanyika say gold for oil has done. I think Madika Kanibami said there's nothing called gold for oil. Bibia Saniho and Memo Abakwasem. In 2021, MPP buy na if you bust levy or bust margin, if you have 3 pesos per liter on petrol, diesel, and LPG. If you have 3 pesos. And now 2021, boss to car said 3 pesos na ituano iswa. Inti ye increasing ko 9 before no krano in 2020 increasing ko 6 pesos inti omu peja mu free 3 to 6 okay. And in 2021 they increased it to 9 pesos inti 9 pesos and then boss to also the boss they so on reserve products in my your products ni nyina on reserve be my so that at least ye hu ko ahunya hia mu a ana ye say ho kire ya wono e de abeso ya sen aboaye nti boss enya 9 pesos increment I 6 pesos increment from 3 pesos no e ma ni sika mbe yedu nti ni sika mu yedu no e na ye hu se no se etwa man so no e bo na ikosoro nso no ye dollar no so eni muaye bibia ye basa nti se sadia somewhere last year November December mu no ye sika boss anya no yɛmfa saa sika no ɛmfa nkra fuel mmra na ɛmbɛtɔ ma Ghana fo saa sika no ɛna yɛde ato fuel a yakra de aba ɛtɔ ma Ghana fo a obi say good for oil. There's nothing called go for it. And let me tell you why there's nothing called go for it. One, okay.
So meaning is say for gold be and free and come baby.
Dabi. No, but first consignment buy. You say the $40 million and a cotton products buy. Yanka say the gold na ko bataye.
Yeah.
And obi cotton ba because ye cotton gold no and enya is Canada cotton buy. Bisa the penny say, "O ton gold no ma wine. Why na cotton gold no?" Yan ton gold. Would na person sa utia on a liter no. And a boss accumulates a scanner and all the crap products they buy. There's nothing called gold for oil. Now, second fact. Okay.
Yeah, almost
the deputy
Andrews.
Okay.
Mesa said that they bought it with 40 million
cash.
$40 million.
And it was not in a gold.
But they couldn't tell the source of that money.
It is Boss product. Boss has been buying product. Boss Auto Products in 2018. Auto Products, ACADBCA. If you look at the state ownership report of 2019, 2020, even 2021, Boss Auto Product ADCA. Into your Auto Product this year, no, and no case 3 persons na demand nusa. Into on to me and Auto Product nibi. And for being to an my foka. Into Ghana for Yentias man is increasing 9 pesos.
Uncle Tomra.
Into 9 pesos na increase ya from 3 pesos no. Eho ena onwo yi bi. E dey Auto Products ni yaba. And also
so a boss a product.
A boss product. There's nothing called Obian Tongo Kubabia.
They go nowhere.
So what is happening?
Nothing is happening. People are just making
Obia for real gold. No.
Obia for real gold that a PMMC for and once these products that are coming. They should tell us how much gold they sold.
No, I'm serious because Bank of Ghana, when the governor, one of the deputy governor went to Parliament, he said they should ask if it's good. They should ask a PM what
PMMC.
PMC.
Precious Mining Marketing Commission.
So meaning say we are gold no ana say what is it?
No dey mean to me but what I can tell you on anything Obika say gold for oil and gold for oil. So let me tell you how even the thing works. Inti boss to the products ne bar. The boy en kese ne say one ne edwaman so bona started ekufom. Say edwaman so many okasa yi no ohwe crude na and am $84 per metric per barrel. Sorry, per barrel. Over metric tons and ne meno kasai diesel enam $834 per metric. Petrol nam $803 per metric. But unka November muno any October mu last year no. Na products are making ni mienu nyina bro $1,000 per metric.
Yeah.
In this net ne boy efu edwaman so a hanso ne boy be efu. Nti enyo gold for oil. There's nothing called gold for oil anyway. Say ne boy efu edwaman so no hanso ne boy efu. Now the second part is that so all the products never because of say are buying boss and a product never no. Bank of Ghana
certain charges don't pay.
They don't pay, and Bank of Ghana also gives them cheaper dollars.
Yes.
Into all the product na be Ghana hanum no. Na Bank of Ghana aka chom so omun quote product no on only exchange rate no instead of commercial exchange rate. And more products near for. And no any more products near for. Apart from that, there's nothing because no one is selling gold. They should tell us how much they've sold so far. So Kaya, Deputy Governor of Bank of Ghana, Echo Parliament, PAC, yes. Public Accounts Committee.
Yes.
Sam George, he raises a question. He say, products now must say bano. Gold do saying, and he couldn't answer. Until date, he has not been able to answer because they don't sell any gold to buy any oil. A boss, ni juma die, and a sikana ye piano, and a boss editor oil ni dia brain.
I see.
But was boss established to do trading? No.
But they do it. They do it.
So they are breaking the laws.
No, you see,
so there's no law in this country.
Then I make because
boss ordinary is to keep storage so that in case there's shortages, they come to support us.
Yes.
So assuming say Tor refinery more, then they can keep the rest.
Yeah.
So that when there's shortage, so that they will continue feeding. So when there's shortage at international market, at least it can hold it for 2 or 3 months before they can look for elsewhere. But they were not established to trade.
So now let's take even this product. Last product I bought here by 150,000 metric tons. 150,000 metric tons. That's a miniature. So be mass amamia. Even average, that's a metric ton $1,000 per metric. You know how much that is? That is $150 million. Send a PMMC to. How much do they buy? Bank of Ghana monthly one reserve gold there is $60 million gold. That is what they state.
So my second question is, so I know if I'm not moderating your work. Yeah, so I know that MPA lasts BDCs before you can leave oil, finish or crude to this country. Number one. Yeah. And there's a fee they pay. Yeah. Is that not it? Yeah. As to register for that license, for that certificate to be given. Yeah. So has boss paid?
No, boss doesn't pay.
They registered?
No, they don't pay.
Are they registered to do that?
No, they don't pay.
So you can imagine.
They don't pay. So BDCs are supposed to pay $300,000 a year annually for license. So obe import two products abakruma. Boss into SIS can be. The boss because of so own tiano ena can't get in kitty because of so no sound tanks no or more can be bree or sign the products neighbor a buying product.
Okay.
Into charges be own tia. Into ono de bar or the products na Bank of Ghana catch and say okay me $1 no cheaper because me $1 ni go or me reserve. Into me the amount. Into set the price no using my dollar. Right? Set the price using my dollar. So for example, the last time they sold in second window of February be buy omo ton ye no the first window of February da omo the 11 Ghana cedis and 30 okay. Then time na exchange rate on the universal banks no around 12 Ghana cedis 80 pesos. Now no the omo the buy omo the 11 Ghana cedis 90 pesos and 30 I brought na commercial bank there no and a universal bank there no 13 Ghana cedis something. So on the message inti enye gold for enye yemfa gold nkoton ko die bibia gold in ton ba bia. It's just that usika na wetu ama boss no ehunfa so e na wunya. So
are they making profit? Is government now making profit?
Yes, government is making profit using your boss margin.
So government is not supposed to trade. Government is supposed to come with a framework policy.
So
to boost the private sector.
And because of that, I think when
that's killing the private sector.
Last week or last 2 weeks or so, I heard Provençal, who is the MD of Bost, or my sister station back no cause Ostre. Say kran yentu mu boss margin no yentu mu from 9 no then san fanko 12.
Can you imagine this?
And your consumers no dey betua for
say no watima ma boss margin na ya adwuma ma mo ma say no profit aba ma mu nya a little bit cheaper fuel because no the bar Bank of Ghana money cheaper dollars no dey atama mo and we a bit cheaper ndi say osa ka chem say mo 9 pesos na butua no isa mo nsanya ne 12 pesos mame na mintimi ndi dwuma ne fa cheaper fuel emremo.
But another point they say you no ama you to fuel
at
the cheaper cost. Ono na say a cheap one trim.
And I make say we price now first price no enye cheaper compared to how much we took it and how much last year it was sold. Last year by this time net 27 Ghana cedis per liter. Net so na 18 Ghana 80 cedis per liter. And I don't see ni cheaper now or can but compared to last month and the last 2 months cheaper. And I make actually say ni cheaper no enye gold for oil. And a 2 say obi kra dwen say gold for oil a on say who say e was so factor say international market price okra no eswate. Because in November you were buying the products above $1,000 per metric. Today is $800 per metric.
So are they even declaring that how much they are buying per metric?
They are not even declaring.
Exactly.
That's what I'm telling you that time. They will not declare because it's boss trading, boss trading,
which is wrong.
Boss trading.
He's killing the private sector.
Boss trading. And yes, I'll come to that too. But see, Minia, boss or any trading or kill the private sector, which is good. I will say if you want to because ne
is good.
Maybe is bad. But I want the argument is good, not maybe what I said is. The argument is good. Say because okay, the private sector no, because ne okay OMCs now or mususa now because MPA and other license.
No BDCs.
Maybe I'll start from the OMCs to the BDCs. Okay. MPA and other license requirement about say so person be OMC chroma also only 7 retail outlets, a minimum of 7.
Yes.
Only 5 create more provisional licenses.
Say almost we here say.
Meba. Be here 7 no the aba. 7 no afibia no betua 30,000 Ghana cedis as license renewal fee. Say
for each or
for all as an OMC.
Okay.
Say what the products number. What's the products now the aba no? Obi over 45 retail outlets. And I would beto amano. Na obi no 7 and as be cotton abodi obabi. Nti o cripple industry nti ubeko ne Bobie wo defa Kumasi kwan so. Left and right most retail outlets omu collapse. They are closing down. observe pa kroma ufa Accra kwan eko Kumasi a left and right retail outlets no omu nyine close down. Most of them are collapsing because they say no all the best product na komo be cheaper because ono 45 retail outlets. Abra ono 30,000 Ghana cedis annually. Obi su kra 7 ono su 30,000 Ghana cedis annually. O say 7 no money product. Nti amasa bi ni no ono koto na boarding obeseti higher price obi ameto. This was started close to product na yi down. What the free one not the OMC BDC for no side and so because of say boss any product say bar Bank of Ghana use cheaper dollars edema boss to know I must say amount from person to BDC for the product. Into the BDCs are also losing. And BDC is new losing so no man to be ano and Ansah Fibiano also go to 300,000 the amount. So this particular charade I see gold for oil, which I know it is not in existence, no, it is collapsing the private sector, and then also making sure that government utilize the sikano anka sikana was all the keeping products no. The man said that no or you so the atoma yehu ama yehu actually. So media so because a gold for oil, there be a catch for there's nothing called gold for oil in Ghana. It's just boss buying their product using the boss margin of what you are 9% no. Out the sutiano and nobody told product niba. No matter how to amount. I just who is carding for so. But I hope say media no ye be policy boss. Say say 9% now Saturday crap product de bano. Obehwe ni ye na dachi wankasa oboka e de agwe books.
Oh, but now they are making profits.
You see, first consignment they made a loss. Maybe they will not tell you.
Really?
Yes, because the first consignment were not discounted products.
Business.
Yes. First consignment nenye discounted product. First consignment no omamba because moto 40,000 metric tons. And over the 40 million ekoto, which means at that time no metric ton bi moto no be $1,000 per $1,000. At that time market time na mene okasa no first window of February na the almost 900 and a set price of kroma. This okoto product no 1,000 na the $900 and a set price of kroma what lose $100 per metric. Nti hono mbo ka to ye ho. Inti media make you say yeah media no in policy so that are buying especially boss am make na ba bia nkan che da ache say project we odin esi na nisu nti no wa boka say e de ato yen ho. And that is why because there's this man called Zimmerman we are environmental economics so we can say there's nothing called free lunch.
Yeah.
Yen fa bibia nche yeti kroma we be che yensuo we be che electricity yani agio yani the next moment now the taxes are better say electricity na mu use and mutu abroso the next moment they are being increasing utility tariffs mutu ya water double water nko between last year and this year ya pure water more than 60% averagely. Others even paid more than 700%. So take component structure now 700 more than 700%. So no PRC ba now be communicate here or communicate average weighted average now be catch so electricity ye tumu 27% when yaje. But if you take sector by sector, end user and user by user, a bloom to more than 500%. That is what is happening.
Yeah, I spent more than 500.
Yeah. So the main person make a say there's nothing called free ranch. The media should monitor what the so-called go for oil or whatever they call it because there's nothing called go for oil anyway. They should monitor it so that boss doesn't incur debt on our books. What I'm person medicacy. But Messiah can't offer oil who be on so obi ebeka say oil boy coffee because of gold for oil and award enye no credit because net on the international market born for an air born air fuba last year November you call $23 23 Ghana cedi 60 pesos per liter. That's the first window of November no crown ahwehan bi na MPA and a MPA caused that particular fault problem ne abeka yen one. Here's our window now between last days of October. Bobie, so follow your Bonsena. Sidino was very volatile.
Yes.
Sidino was very volatile.
Like 14 plus.
Inti Eco 14 na Eco 15 na very volatile, but it was for only 5 days or so. Inti 5 days no MP and Korea police are over protecting petroleum user no. Or Tiasi ma bidis for the 19 Ghana cedi 50 pesos and the share bo. Inti sa window no first window of November. BDC fund the 19 Ghana cedis, 50 pesos to $1. That's the forward rate they use.
Yeah, the ship lines are doing using their own rate and the higher more than even what is trading.
Yes, instead of some combesu
about 15 Ghana cedis or maybe what is prevailing at that particular market.
45 could be used at
15. Omu use no ko use 19 Ghana cedis 50 pesos. E de share bo and MP8 na ho ya hwe han hwe omo.
Because they are making
omunya yes and pe na bo no jumpy diesel. Eco 23 Ghana cedis 60 pesos. And a petrol cost 17 Ghana cedis 90 pesos. And no one said anything. And that volatility no it happened for only 5 days.
And I'm who ya and researchers
we said it. We said it. But one thing no Obeka, Minister of Energy and also follow on Fahon. Because Okutasa mentality no energy ministry doesn't care about you because he holds this mentality that he's a white man in a black skin. The presidency holds this mentality that he's a white man in a black skin. And that is the distance between this particular government and the good people of Ghana. And until we restructure, no, Masaminia.
I will go with your last point, quick one. You're running out.
Like I say, I was expecting the president to restore hope into me in person, one, and the Ghanaians as a whole. What I listened yesterday, what I heard yesterday, and I am a because a hammer say more taxes as at now taxes now you cannot some no there's more taxes that is coming to add to business community. In fact, Bobie, I want you to go to Register General and GIPC to know how many organizations that came to Ghana and full up during this last 2 years. It will surprise you that many, including even Ghanaian companies who will not go to GIPC, but perhaps maybe if the law said that if you close, you inform Register General, you would have seen how many companies that have collapsed,
dead
under the watch of this government.
I am up data na my.
I said, Minya Benjamin, there
is a researcher, and
yes.
Ben, I hope you are going to.
Oh yeah, I'll get it.
So I can tell you, say. All is not well. 24 have lost trust in the government. Omo amoti makola, omo amoti katamazo, omo amoti eduno, omo nim say VAT no ya increase no. Eno omo nim say ya san ba tax omo after omo profit na omo yen no. Eno omo nim say drinks now ya top special ice drinks 5-star RAS energy analysis. Your baba tum omotas to 20%. That is going to add to our cost of production. Until even product now you produce no Ghana hakurabo no. You ember from that. I buy on my pay say my yankasa. Ya ba kasa pa. The ten say we are consumer Bobie to say me asakati hano. Yenim say for the past last time Abaji cola every workers for no more 30 29 is it 30%? Was it 30%? 15%. No, not 10%. It was 15%. 30% yet. 30%. They took the 30 away. Then I did channel they are confirmed PULC increment they buy betuja. So as we speak now, the bottom of Ghanaian and that's so yeah stands still. If there's not like surplus income. And then our insurance companies are money because there's no surplus income.
Anyway, our time is up.
Cost of product will continue to go up until Mamunka say importers you even near my produce wahano. And that from sir.
Charlie, quick one.
Me Pashama.
Yeah.
He say human rights activists of Morgana no more.
They are there.
I can't hear them.
Fida.
I can't see them. Because me kaisa.
Your friend say, "Nano ye lita."
Nano ye lita. Me kanya wa ye 37 drivers for mo koswa fun ai. Sa mo ko much the mo use o. Anyway, since I am a minister.
Oh, say give for us in crowd cause I.
Oh, kadeno aka. We have serious activism and kabadi sama for court. Sa kidnapping and soldier for akoye no broad daylight we. What then a scene we. This thing nya some you can 3 days near twamu. we see a because your cassette soldier for move or matinary. No, Omakupio no Musu, a high command na sanction.
It's terrible.
A mocha helicopter.
Oh, can say Kufadu, I'm saying Kufadu now.
But who is the commander in chief of Ghana forces?
Womunium Crasifo.
But Bobie means Kasaka. Who say Omonpaniba Parliament no? I choose some on kind national state of nation address. Even though the Bush for presidency, fine. But to address the whole nation, I dare a hit here, including soldier now of any brutality no. Can you say on Kabibi?
Look, a good father. Say a chukura ya now so say Ghana ni biya and then kaya see a chu ayira and konwong and fano. So what are you talking about? Anyway, members, thank you so much. Live on Accra 100.5. Quick one. Me wa juma bia me kwa fiancé Midwives Association. 8 months service allowance. The government don't want pay. See you na I think that's somewhere last year. Last year, right? Last year not more hano. January, yes, yeah. January, na me mo kasa. And so Omako Ansah Abba ebio. And 8 months. Mamen kai a tier for near Doma Mutie say, and I know, and your friends at rotational nurses for him. Napko for Baha, and I know, I think Monday or Tuesday, they were here almost 8 months. You know, so at Yakamusa, the same thing. Unfortunately, one more Juma for but we will do our best for them. Bobie, please say a congratulations message to your friend for me, James Kwabena for the new PhD holder on the block. Who's moving from station to station just to show his PhD. Okay, all right. So James Kwabena for baby Obiano, a man for so much. Now I was studio. I say, Minia Jasper Zoka.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
He's the national president for a year Rotational Nurses and Midwives Association. Then I have Miniaba Sapon Belinda, a concerned member. On Friday, what can come. It seems and good news. Zoka, what is happening? Tell us.
So what is happening right now in the country and in the nursing or the rotational nurses among us? We are really suffering. Things are not really well, if you should ask me, because the Ekosuno, they can by make certain concerns very known to the general public. And the assurances from the various authorities, follow-ups, up and downs be brave. As I speak now, they be a man and be a rotational nurses call. Members need to fry no more from me. Say, President, comedian, as if I told the as you speak right now, no. This is for book for a fumino. I almost say, medium ye Jamaica, and I ye into Moka. Until we me frame from Boku. Don't make assassin because the tenacity because a comedian, a commosia. Then last night, besides, say, Minim say, a command due payer. Because the Uber Juma 1 month, 2 months, and 8 months, not even 1 city. Not
okay,
even one.
So Muban, who catch them say mono or more air casa.
Yeah.
And almost promise him. Say no say some numbers be some of feeling near maybe or what. I didn't see with those issues.
As I speak now. And only a formalities nobody and catch you. Your core MHB almost say clearance and buy. Until so far as clearance is in by the be anywhere Ministry of Health about me. Okay. That clearance, na financial clearance, I be free Ministry of Finance. I will say Ministry of Health eventually because omuni your employees. Fine. Yet now I say okay. Instead of say you cost amount pressure or MWC, no. I don't know young say because they call almost say clearance and buy. Into clearance and buy you know what me I. And the young call MOF for Ministry of Finance for. Say omu hona sikane den e free ba. Into nengo kai omu say yesika no omu release ye. Into your letter call me and I'm let Marco submit letter. 3 weeks I may call ya letter I'm the coin. Letter no cannot be traced.
Ha!
Yes. Into
no, hold on.
Yeah.
Esa Finance Ministry the releases car.
Yeah.
Emma Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
And yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have another letter in call.
Medical with Ministry of Finance.
omna request ya na ase wona o de koy
ya na de koy
mona mo de koy
yes
be 3 weeks ni
that be 3 weeks later e de koy be January
okay o de koy January mu ansa na mo ba no
yeah asa na
mo ba no then 3 weeks ni
and they koy follow up
letter na ira
nti yes I could print fufuro
content ben
how do you call it payment of rotational allowances
okay
and increment and since it cannot be found on their system no oh my okay yes I could print biom nti yes I could print the same letter and they call mu directly and call offices they get you do hono no the ewo hono ma yene ni kasa say one man mbon di bisa o say ono o chire mu say yen die Ministry of Finance any contract na mum no Ministry of Finance and a Ministry of Health omu na contract nti Ministry of Health omu ye employees nti say we be kan any Ministry of Health nka na Ministry of Health so mu we be kan omu ne den omu so mbra mu ho nti letter na e di aba no Ministry of Health e di kan e di letter na e di bia ko Ministry of Health da ono mo say omu letter akoho ampa so which e letters ko ho e ka omu say they should release finance nti omu say Ministry of Health e di kan letter bia aba nti omu mu de no omu odusin ye de no nti if they will take any action omu take action based on what they have brought the MH for the aba no omu de den omu de be yejuma nti say
they won't take action right
if it's a lot of and you know it's very pathetic say as you speak now some of our people are dying ebinimu
oh you don't mean it
she's here
Zuka
one lady died or the need to table to say she placed her head on a desk
where
for security reasons mpesi ebeka we biko but no crap osiniti no
she's gone. The people are really starving. You are sick. It's kind of way today if you say you're going to work also ko ejuma umami anasa wa ofu awotini chebi say o ko hin o say ejuma ben
wow
because you are going to ko ejuma de bia 1 month 8 months not say one city me say obi just assume say u ejuma na 8 months yeah man one city how do you go to work
easy
how do you feed most of yen bebre na no yen ni regions are ya wo for one enye ho na ya omodi ya
supposed to be kokoko baby
ya to be bebre na make say obi eti central region ya to no hwem e dia kwa aflawo so busu ni bia nso ni ho serious ye jitum say oman mo yedin ye jitum say nyama nkoyi ye jimutum say we are in economic crisis but then yan ka no kre minister bia ni ho a obetimi aka say abend in the car 1 city and the second by the salary by one just one month.
Merci about my men call a mini about sapon in China many Belinda and couldn't come on. So Belinda, how do you survive?
SMP me nkwana me wa akra hase me busanfo nyina wo kumase se wo be didi o se wo be ye de yo wa na wo koba into side business kaka ena me ya me de hwe me ho en se me di scanning na a lorry fare ana me dwen say anye bia betwa me kamenya scanning di ahyem me business na me se ni nyina se kapre ebi ni me ho sika kaka na me wone no me di ni nyina ye lorry fare me ko me ba me fa ha in and out
omo post you free kumase eneba
dabi
akra ya na
akra ya na me wo ana ye post me wa ha ya
eni post you
ba me busanfo nyina kokumase
oh okay
ena because of say ye post me wa ha ntini me ntimi ndi o machi nko
so tena ye
o se me tena ha na me ye ejuma
nti onko na ate ya
me nko na me wa ha se
so how do you rent how do you pay you
me ti madam fu bi nchen
wow
me ti madam fu bi nchen to say side business na me ndi sika ne de ni nyina hye de bia in and out o ko ba de obedi 40 cedis de o lorry fare de obedi 40 cedis enye easy my account yes ra ban e pana show onhu ye mobo yes re no de onfa na ni ntu ye ma ye ni because ye bre pan enye easy
enti a day with me spend the say 40
cedis me lorry fare ni de medi we adwuma 40 cedis every day ye ko adwuma 5 times a week multiply by 20 days enye easy kra ma enye easy kra because say we school yi there yen expect ebusuafo yen expect say we from aka say mama me sika mfa nkwa adwuma because ye de wako school awie wo ye adwuma omo nim se ye twa woka intelligent na wo se be frefre aka se mama me sika mfa nkwa adwuma sana se school ne de wo koye ne mfa so bia ama so ama ye na wo se frefre o fa mama me sika nkwa adwuma mama me sika nkwa adwuma omo hu ni se ye twa woka na wo de ahya wo ho ana wo se ba be ka cho mo so mama wo sika nkwa adwuma
so Belinda what did you say there na AC mudi mu ho komo like mo try say mo be hu at the crop potting ya AC what did you say what is happening
ye de yenim de AC ya ye de be bia ya ye de be bia ye the letters kwa ha ye fa ha ye say ma ye hu bibia about it o ka o si o ye betwa o ka o si ye betwa o ka o si ye betwa but ye hu bibia e mai so ye bre pa o ye bre pan ti esra ban no yenkoto dwogu fom ye pana chew onhu ye mobo ontwa nani measure rotation nurses and midwife because ye bre pan especially a man no uma ekom de obaba adwumboni ba ne trim ti esre no ye sra ban no onhu ye mobo no mboaye no mbetwa ye ka say ye adwuma at least 1 month mpo na ye twa ya at least ubehu say adwuma ya wo ye emfa so aba so onhu akatua ne sabosumi wa akumpo a ye hu say ye twa ye ka but where they capra cry there
enti me bao what other colleagues and man personally what me for uber and now for trotro na kwajuma
me for trotro na kwajuma uber dey me ko for scan away trotro na me di kwajuma
even with the trotro
trotro no poto de bia me nko adwuma no so wankwa u book no ye wo book bia ye wie rotation ni na ye san wankwa ye nsan ni ma Ukons no catch in charges ne say minister na mamba adwuma they see it as an insult because someone say you twa oka and we are dey ahye ye ho na ye mpese bebe adwuma no
but say you twa moka omunim ye twa moka
bebre no woka omonti ase mo hu ne say udi omatem o catch on say sikanti na mamba adwuma mo se we di omatem but entisa ye ntwa ye ka once dimpo 8 months ni 8 solid months ye ntwa ye ka enye easy mayo Miss me other colleagues who from no some lady be 2 weeks near on bejuma. Me friend me be san se didn't na nansen won bejuma see yes 30 rotation no. Ne mame ekobo was 5,000. E the man say on fine lorry fare. No fan kwa ejuma every day na say ye tua ne car. No the man no the kwa tua loan na waje the man no. Be see e na ye ntwa ye can't lady need to fear 5,000 na ne mame the man no asa be kwa ye nwie rotation no. Asa yen rotation. Kwaje bosian de man so fanya lorry for every day embre adwuma. So the be ya on man me ha no because every day okase wo yi man 50 40 na onya. So akope bosian no de man say on fan.
Thinking see betua ne kana.
Betua ne kana waje no de man maame no. They say 5,000 asa. Yen nwie rotation no 8 months ni one cedi mpo yen twa ye. Eha pan ti esra ban no. Ye pana chew onto na ni mehwe rotation nurses ne midwives na ye bre
but so looking at the situation there is no money in the system they don't have money
ye wo musa ye nim de koso o man nim ye nim say crisis e wo man pa ye nim say sika eni o man but other workers are being paid na say yen so ye betime twa ye ka nti ye sra ban say de wo twa afoforo ka no on hwe yen so no twa ye ka bi ye sre no
a Zoka. So rotational nurses no woman post for how long?
1 year.
And you year 1 year no nothing.
We are only 3 months to go.
I got 3 months. We
much. We much we are. I got 3 months. And as I speak now, no, I can tell you on assurance say ye omo amudi echiba no. And as omo amu school say no. A year to come, one as a year December prophecy. A year by this time. Obin so betina say me a national president ye ntu ameka 8 months and this must not continue eze koso
so obra mo abrani na aka 3 months pe
unim the interesting part omo aye yes
but me bawo omo mo ye mu seniors omo kwae no omo sika ka mu no omo de ma omo
ya tua 60% ka aka 40% 40% na can obi wa we
so we bet me we akobe 2-3 years plus still ni ntu aka
obi we December atwem ebe si ne once de onyan na ye ka se ye wo nyama bia se ye yansa na sika na aba okay nti ebra ye twen sika no registrations and answer forms say filling biometrics staff IDs na sifo nyina ade na yam fa sa emre ya twen the release of clearance no them aye dey twen no na nke ye dey fili sa nyoma nyina enfentuo se ne be ya clearance ne balance kan ba na say ye tuatum ye ka mo say clearance ba ya yentimi fili forms no biometric nso clearance ba yentimi nya biometrics staff ID clearance ba ya wentimi nya staff ID
so clearance ne be free in aba ma
ministry of finance you know the
can for yata na say yes
on na say yes
the same can for yata
the same person the same person
looking at the situation is okay. It doesn't look they are ready to pay you guys.
You see, the truth is that it's not like it should look like. It's a must. Because we know if they keep telling us, we are also important. And Chibian Ameti said, the Honorable Minister for Finance, I can't say, Obe release Sika for, what do you call it, Ghana card, voter registration exercise. If there is money to release for those exercises, what about us? We are also important. People are dying. People are really dying. Nkofuma, we are training we are school 3 years. What spend this guy? We are training a semester. We spend over 3,000 a semester on school fees. Now, Obia Boka training ba we school. Oye Juma after share service as to an council. Now, you have to keep begging, and this must not continue. You see, and see, Sikadie. Ebini okra bi or why the other things. If not all the 8 months, something should be done about even at least paying half. And we are about ending. And I tell you, say if today, Omuka say, yes, IPD forms filling us, yes, biometric as 4 months no, and so we are sending 4 months in Besu.
No way.
Nationwide. Nationwide. Yeah, 10,975.
Oh, that is huge.
That is huge. Nationwide, intimate filling the final PPD forms across the nation, staff ID across the nation, biometric across the nation before even we pay our payment comes. Until the processes are many. You can see tenants in buyout where they could feel
now looking at the current situation. Obia sending me message say Belinda yanena ma money patients in ya kasa various health centers. Is it true?
So we fear na wo ko ejuma ni mu no sika na wo de kone ya bosia o say rotation is be the quick loan ka MTN quick loan e ka e de wo ho ye ntimi ntwa na ye mi angasa meti medeka mi ntwa e obi a mesin rotation is be quick loan enti wo kon MTN for ama wo ne anopa no na wo kon enti wo kon ebufo bi e wo mu na wo de kon because ejuma me kon ye ntwa meka enti mi be na memu na into baby be me bubefu asesi abo nso na me bubefu na mba be kase etia o but enya ne sound na yetete ye wo nurse mu e wo se bibia wo se yesere bibia wo se ye hu de we any patient be kasa but sikasem no ntino ye kwa adwuma bia ye mu na ye kwa adwuma bia ye bubefu sika na wo de kone
so tell me a day who did you how many times a day
they say anka say me no kasa e dem did it twice a day me kwa adwuma na me nyakoko bia just amapon wow because you cannot me de kono enso sika imo e bosia ukodi bebra waso ayehye enye easy my cry especially a man enye easy my cry
te enwumre o faka ba na cheso atode obedi
na atode me because me no aduane a in this economy a ade e cheme nya sika me see last week ya me koto pad sanitary pad ami yesu January me koye say 12 cedis. Last month, February, me mama me no 20 cedis. Me train me change. Mama said I be balance me 2 cedis. Me see, oh, I didn't know 12 cedis. Say 22 cedis. Senka ye try me kanka 22 cedis.
It's 100% increment.
Yes, kabat ka 22 cedis. Shada yes kasa. But it's say me ho atri me na ye ntwa me kanesa ane maninti. Nka bi kwa meto egu ho 12 months ni anka meto egu ho. Ye twa me kanka meto egu ho. But in science ye ntwa me kanti me koto no 111 de bia obekọ na ya tum. Sika nso so bosia na ya aja ye de ko edwuma no. Nti ye bre pan man de ye bre tinana ye sre no aban ye sre government. We are pleading with the government ye pana chow. Ontwe ni no mbe hwe especially a man because ye bre ye sre no a ontwe ni hwe midwifery rotation nurses ye panacho.
But Zoga, so 3 months to go. I don't know. I want to ask you the next line of action, but 3 months they are number.
You see, now Obi Ephraim say, Mr. President, last week I cry from no say, any idea move street, akoye demonstration. Now, me who say who ye demonstration, me no say, me say, look, in this country, the commander in chief, I be catch say, there will be no haircut, but along the line, no, where there's haircut, our commander in chief is saying that there will be no haircut, but later I won't say haircut will cost. Who am I? Because whom am I? You know, so you said hitting the street is the option to go to get our money. We have to hit. We will deploy every possible means.
More hits that are now
go through processes. You just hit street keke, sir, for nuance purposes. I get into Yegusu, I name penny for Casa.
But you have 3 months to go, so
you see, the
Nipa no best use one go share, Anna,
Ample. When him, yes, you know. Omega say, yes, seniors, one person more clear movie, one person more clear movie, and was a movie. Sa, you say, not a music can echo. Into you want to say that. Say, I'm sorry, Uncle, for you to say, no more the idea. The first time I ever, I think every time. And I'm 60% to my seniors. This is a 40. Into your moon clear movie. Yes, we then go to change your more moody.
Is it possible some or more previous like 2 years for Munti Omoka? A bit more Munti Omoka.
2 years for the Davi.
Okay.
It has a bit Yaoka, and due to technical reasons. Now 1 month be a Kim, and now 2 months be a Kim, and so. But
one of us is Caro.
Because in as much as 1 month became worse, and soon Obinsu dear say about 12 months no, Obinsu dear about 13 months. Now on the bonus. But you see, you have a long way to go. I say, sir, you know, clearance no, they will listen as soon as possible. I say because from now till we finish, we would not be quiet. We would not be quiet. They say yes, Ramweni. Ye nanti omusweni.
Ese nanti ende usikare twedi ani dina adeba. I don't care over that on phone.
Is it no? And you do on swear
unless maybe there is mass action.
Mass is it? Look, the people are very aggressive. That is the case. You see, a hungry man is an angry man. You see, they shouldn't take issues about health for granted.
No, but the point is, even with the pensioners. And Mrewanem Kokrano, or money brace on bed street to move for 10 days. Then they got what they want.
Yes. So if Nami can say you say that is the only means that you can resort to that will bring our money. We will employ.
But you have 3 months. Do you have any other means?
You see, 3 months we are not just say you be deal on our money. You be cost work till the money is paid. Because I'm telling you that no, say, even as I speak right now, say I see, okay, where your mom shall say fill IPPD forms 3 months in Niswa. You fill IPPD.
Some more drama services are saying, how is it going to be like?
You withdraw services. Yeah. No, now we don't have the capacity to withdraw service.
Okay.
We can only demonstrate. Why? Because before we were even deployed to the various facilities, they were employed nurses and midwives at the stations. So until you withdraw services, they will just assume, say, we are not there before us they were working.
Okay.
So the only thing we can do is that we hit the street.
So is it like Muhu here now?
And you say you here. You here, pa. Because look, we are dealing with human beings. And some of the person, say, at times, me handle a word.
Really?
Yes, they are in charge here. They are me handle a word. Because we are qualified nurses. And just say students, you next year postings. You posting what you do go across the way in Hona with the honey. I don't know hustle. I told the cry. I do the idea. Who nurse now we are on Mimi say me a general nurse. I do the idea. You can prescribe something because you have been there for some time. Say doctor, new PA, you can do something.
You take charge.
You take charge. So as now we are fully competent and we are fully trained. We have acquired the nursing skills that we need to acquire, that will make us very essential in our communities and even in the nursing profession. And say, yeah, ma okwanza we should be na common dewa. Attention na audition nipa no. Ve na ye seti. Wetin da ko wura obi tissues mu kana nipa inside no.
Oh.
Because like we shouldn't be in an emotional trauma attending to people, because some people come there depressed. And if we who are supposed to give them the therapeutic care and the therapeutic touches, we are also depressed than the depressed patient coming, what do you think will happen in this country? Issues of health is not for granted. Say a man will be overdose of a medication, the person can die in the next 5 minutes. Overdose. And this we see that doesn't make a dosage of medication as me come overdose. Then the basi. Uba na nipa ntiwana or react. Una oko. Somebody's life will be life. And see issues concerning health, no, we don't joke with it, you don't play around with it.
Alexander said, Commander, Canada needs nurses and good paying jobs. Okay, so virtually what he is trying to say is that Canada ain't nurses. And you guys should come over. You don't need you guys here.
We are ever ready to go. Yes.
My colleagues Nibiko.
Oh yes. From let me give you this.
Tell me.
From January to February ending, over 1,000 nurses has left the country.
Why? Oh, stop that.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Over 1,000 nurses.
Some of our colleagues.
Pantine, over 100 people left within just January. Pantine. Yes.
Oh.
100. Just one hospital. 100.
My colleagues need be so cool.
Oh yes.
Baby.
So and I'm saying no, they should hold on and start counting the number of nurses who will be leaving the country after we are done the rotation. Because look, the nation is not prioritizing nurses. They are not putting value on us. If they only say you value, they are not much appreciated. But we will be very happy to work in our country. Even though you cannot put in because man. But that's the case that the money is even little and the payments are not issue. This will not happen anyway.
Anyway, so from a hano then I'm more so that you bet me attract more near my more then we can also
good.
I think we are in the same soup with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see, for now, starting from today, Yasha here a virtual demo. That virtual demo, we are flooding every media space, including the various ministries' handles.
Okay.
We are flooding their pages. They should watch out for us. They should watch out. So I believe that the Facebook comments, if you can check, you will see the hashtags.
Yeah,
it means that in California across the nation, it's a nationwide exercise. Every station in Ghana today would not deny the fact that he has seen, he or she, or they have seen, or they've not seen. We have not entered. We have already entered. They are there. Any media station, contact them. Mention any media station. They are TV, radio. We are there. And from now on, they will see us more often because we cannot take it anymore. Enough is enough.
Yeah,
every year we must not. Every year rotation nurses must not be making noise. We have not been paid. What can? Oh no. Every year we must be making. We have not been paid. And now we will say nurses for the day. Look, our work is a kind. Even right now, I'm from work. We are in every one department neighbor.
Can bedroom had a dad as a cassim TFR trotro. Yes, any Nancy Bar, and easy.
At the time I say ye free world harbor. None per neighbor. We cannot leave them and go. Are you getting the thing? So even the staff that are at work are not many. Some of the staff are leaving the country. As I speak to you now, I will not disclose the facility, but over 90% of the staff are all preparing to write IELTS and leave the country. So if you are saying that because you have staff, you will not take out the rotation nurses, then relax till when they leave, because Panther and rotation for Neko, staff Neko, and they are losing staff. That may be affiliation of Panther. Now, just a word, over 6 people echo, staff 6 echo, Naka 3. Panther. And today be one person can get aggressive. Who here nipa? Panther ni pejuma. Obi a condition trigger. Who here mema na basunmu? Na mema ne from my no. What do you think will happen? So it means that we ourselves, we are not safe. So please. We know, but we deserve some attention. we deserve some attention. Yesterday, when the Minister for Health was making a press address, let me present Obeka about us. He has not mentioned us.
I didn't mention Zoka. I'm so sorry, and on behalf of Class Media Group, Accra FM Citizen Show, we are very sorry. And I know, say, the well-meaning Ghanaians are almost as we know. So, well, let's see. Baby, a bit me a pick here free near Zoka, thank you so much. Sapon, Belinda, thank you so much. All right, so that's a live on Accra 100.5. Usisi Ansah, Usisi.